Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Shot to third base. Great stab right there by Armstrong. And goes across the diamond to get him out right there. What a play there by Armstrong.
Hey, look, and you can see Arias giving some love to Armstrong with the head nod, but that was a great play. Watch the replay there. What I noticed first, Drew, is the minute Armstrong took off, he led with his glove out. He had his glove out ready so that by the time...
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Ave's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands, and the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
This is our
AD Drew here with the real Drew, Coach Drew Bailey of the Big Blue of Bluefield State. First of all, Coach, congratulations on making it here to the championship game.
Thank you. We're excited to be here. This has been a great event for our guys. Been an unbelievable experience here in Montgomery. So we're thankful for you guys for putting this event on. The Black College Nines, City of Montgomery. This is a great experience for our guys, especially with everything they've been through with COVID.
Came in as a number 3 seed, had to play in the play-in game, but you've come through this tournament undefeated thus far. So, talk about that grit, determination for you guys, especially with the extra game.
You know, we found a way. We've played pretty clean defense for the most part. Pitching's been pretty solid. Hitting's kind of fluctuated a little bit, but yesterday we swung it pretty decent. We've got a really good Xavier team that we're getting ready to play. So. Coach Holloway coaches them up really well, and they've got a good program. So it's going to be a battle. Nothing's going to come easy.
Speaking of pitching, anytime you get in one of these tournaments, you get to championship day, the question of the day is, how many arms do you have available today?
Yeah, well, I told the guys everybody's ready. This last day of the season, everybody's arm. Nobody's really taxed. We might have some tired arms from this week, but these guys, we've only played 25 games this year or something like that. So, it's everybody on, all hands on deck. You got all summer to rest if you're not playing summer ball. So, winner take all right here.
So there could be some, possibly some quick hooks. You see people come in, face one batter, one out type situations today.
Yep. Well, we're not gonna, we're not gonna let it get out of hand if we can help it. We're gonna try and keep the game close and give our guys a chance.
Now, you've got 2 to get 1, as they say. Does that change your mindset or the mindset of your players for today?
I hope not. From a coaching staff standpoint, it's probably a little different. You don't want to burn all your pitching in game 1 if it's not a close game. But we just try and play this one pitch at a time. Like I said, Coach Holloway's got a really good team, and we're trying to play one pitch at a time and be in the moment and see what happens.
All right, last question for you. Inaugural Black College World Series Championship game. You bring this trophy back to West Virginia. What does it mean for you, your program in the future, and in the aspect of HBCU baseball?
It's huge. We've never played for a championship in any degree in the history of our program, so this is a big day for us. It's a big day for our institution. We've got a lot of exciting things going on in our school, and to really kick this off, we just added 13 sports, and we're building dorms and everything, new administration, and it would just be icing on the cake with everything we've got going on. It would really help for our program. And in a time where you see some HBC programs cutting their team, we've got an institution and we've got administration that really is supporting baseball and wants to see baseball move forward. And it's just an exciting time. It would mean a lot. It would mean a lot if we could come home with a trophy.
All right, good luck today, Coach Drew Bailey, Big Blue, yes. Bluefield State. Now back upstairs to Nick and Brian. Championship Saturday, Riverwalk Stadium, Montgomery, Alabama. Joining us right now is Coach Adrian Holloway of the Xavier Gold Rush. Coach Holloway, congratulations on getting to the championship game.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, man. It's an honor.
All right, now, took an unexpected path here. You lost your first game. Battled back. All your games have been fairly close. No blowouts one way or the other. Just talk about the grit, determination of your team.
Oh man, from day one this year, man, we knew we had a special group. We knew we had a group that was full of perseverance, man, and fight. Starting our second series of the season at Stillman College, man, when we were down 11 runs and came back and won 18-11. From that moment on, we've just been playing with a certain level of determination and grit, man, and I love it, man. I'm a coach that coaches with a lot of passion, and so my guys, when they bring that energy and that passion, man, I love it.
All right, Coach Holloway. Now, this is good. Double elimination tournament, championship Saturday. This is the question. I don't care if you play in Little League or whatever level. How many arms do you have available today?
Oh, man, we have probably about 10.
You've got 10 arms, so if they call you Captain Hook on the broadcast, you will not get offended.
Oh, no.
All right. Now you're from this area, Selma, Alabama, about 50 miles west of here. How special would this be for you to win this championship in front of some of your family and friends?
Oh, man, it would be very special, man. It would mean the world to me, and not for me, but for these guys too, and for Xavier University. This is our first year having baseball back since 1960, and we've just been getting great support from all over the world. All the alumni of Xavier, all the Xavierites have truly supported us throughout this whole season, man. But of course, being here in Alabama at home, basically, like I said, 50 miles down the road from Selma, Alabama, this definitely would be something very special if we would pull it off today.
A lot of Black history has been made in this area. First Black college national champion in potentially Xavier's first season in baseball in over 60 years. First of all, what would the championship mean to you, and what would that extra exclamation point mean to you in your program?
Oh, man, this is what we work for, win championships. This is what everybody works for, this is what everybody plays for. So, it will be great. It will be monumental. And definitely it will be monumental for the program. First year back in 60 years, to win a championship in that year, the fact that we're here as the #1 team in Black college baseball right now, it says a lot, and it means a lot to us. And, this moment is something that these guys are not going to take lightly. I think they're pretty hungry. We just got to come out today and win it and get the job done, man. We got 2 games to win, so it's an uphill battle. But these guys have been battle tested this year, and like I said, we come out, we get these 2 today, and be crowned Black College National Champion. It'll be a truly special moment in Xavier history.
All right, Coach Adrian Holloway, Xavier Gold Rush. Good luck today. Now back upstairs to Brian and.
Good afternoon and welcome to Riverwalk Stadium in Montgomery, Alabama, the site of the inaugural Black College World Series. It's championship Saturday between Bluefield State College, Big Blue, and Xavier University Gold Rush. Brian Fulford and Nick Strong for today's broadcast. Nick, good to be here with you. It's been a great week of HBCU baseball. How are you feeling about today's championship matchup?
I'm really excited about it. I really think this is going to be a wonderful day of baseball. First of all, let's get that straight. But I really think it's going to be a game of grit, as Coach Holloway talked about earlier in that pregame interview. Can his team prevail? I would totally like to see his team playing at his best, and I'd like to be here for 6 hours today. With that being said, on the other side, Bluefield, they're coming in. They only have to win 1 game. And, I'm kind of seeing what they've done lately. They've played some good baseball. They've been, really basic, but they've been really consistent at the same time. So I think consistency versus, grit right here is going to give us a good matchup. But it was really chippy versus these 2 teams the other night. I really like to see this rematch.
Exactly. You just mentioned the fact that this is a rematch. This was game number 6 on day 2. Xavier was the 1 seed of this tournament. So this was actually their first game, the first time these 2 teams met. For Bluefield State, they had already beaten Edward Waters in game 1 of the series and then advanced into the championship of the winners bracket by beating Xavier 4-1. And as you mentioned, we had a lot of stuff going on in that game. We had a little chippiness. We had a great pitching performance. All of that good stuff, all that great fun stuff. So when we come back, we'll set the lineups and tell you a little bit more about these teams and these programs right after this. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by blackcollege9s.com on the Black College Sports Network.
This is our moment, and we're doing what many thought we couldn't. We're investing in the stock market. We're buying rental properties. We're starting businesses. And when you're looking for a financial advisor to help you build wealth, choose one you can trust. Choose Wilson Wealth.
Devin Shaw in now for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Shaw comes in. No record on the season. He has a couple of appearances there. Swinging a long one, y'all. That one might get out of here. It has a chance. And it's into the bleachers. Home run. Chris O'Neal goes yard. That gives Lane a 10-0 lead right there. Lane College Dragons have put up a 10 spot on Tuskegee thus far. And Tuskegee.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee?
Try to get this.
Ryan Fulford and Nick Strong again here for the championship day series because it is a double elimination tournament. Bluefield State has not lost a game in this tournament. Xavier's only loss coming to Bluefield State. So what that means is a win by Bluefield, and they will be crowned the Black College National Champions. And for Xavier, a win will mean a final matchup in the second game today, probably about 30 minutes or an hour after the conclusion of the first one. That's why when you heard Nick say he wants 6 hours, Nick is rooting for the doubleheader today, Nick.
I'm rooting for baseball, man. You know, I love this game. We all want to be here. You know, we just want to see as much baseball as we can. If it takes 2, that's fine. But if we just get a one strong game, you know, it goes either way, both sides, everybody plays good, I'll be fine with that as well.
Well, Nick, let's set the lineup, the defensive lineup out on the field for Big Blue.
From left to right in the outfield, Stambaugh, Revilio, and R.J. McCree. He's been playing a really good right field. On the infield, I like from third to first. You'll see Cooper, you'll see Brandon, you'll see Tibbs, and you'll see Moxie on that infield. These guys have really been playing really well together on that infield. They've turned 2 double plays so far as I can remember. Behind the dish, you'll see Rowan Moore. He's been playing a really good catcher. He's the one that wears number 77 we've been talking about so much. And when you look at the mound, you get the chance to see Howie Spencer again. He came out in that lineup in that game Thursday night that we had against Xavier. Didn't do the best job on the mound, but he did get the job done, which Bluefield did get the job done as well. So we'll see what his success has to bring again in this matchup versus the Gold Rush again.
The batting lineup for Xavier will start with Coco Semino, who also plays center field. Batting second, Antonio Rodriguez, the shortstop, and batting third, Jose Fulgencio, playing second base today. In the cleanup spot, Tristan Rodriguez, the catcher. Danny Coleman is the DH, batting fifth. Blair Fredericks is in right field, batting sixth. Seventh spot, Cortland Posey, the left fielder. Dylan Kuzan, the first base, and making his first appearance will be Austin Anderson at third base, batting ninth. First pitch by Howie Spencer. Fouled off, almost our way. Man, we've been waiting on one of those balls to come through the window. No joke, we have. Almost. Coco Semino delivered for us.
And I like that swing right there by Coco Semino, trying to set the tone here for the Gold Rush early on. First pitch strike right there in the zone. Why not take a cut forward and see what you can do?
1-0. Called ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Semino batting .333 in this tournament. Fouled off hard towards some folks who happen to be up there in that press box area.
Looks like some of the reserve suites down there towards the end. I was surprised he got it up that tight. That's a pretty good area to get it in.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Semino. He almost thought about going after that one. Ball 2.
And this is what Howie Spencer's going to do to you all day. He's going to give you fastball, fastball, fastball. He's more of a finesse style pitcher. He's going to try to paint those corners more with an off speed if he can.
The 2-2. Swinging strike. First out, first strike of the day.
I like the aggressiveness of Coco Semino out there. Knowing that Howie Spencer's already pitched in this tournament, he's not going to be as effective now. But you see, he is effective in a sense. You see what I'm saying? Both ways. The pitch is going to be a little straight, but you really got to be able to do something with it when you put the bat on the ball there.
We haven't seen Coco strike out too many times. At the plate now, Antonio Rodriguez, the shortstop, struggling a bit in this series. Only 1 of 12 in 14 plate appearances.
Yeah, Antonio hasn't had a good time at the plate, but I'm surprised to see Coach Holloway stick with him in the 2-hole. In the 2-hole, you kind of want to have a guy who can put the bat on the ball, move some runners around, and make a lot of contact with the ball, and also get on base.
Yeah, he will get hit. He got hit on that left elbow, possibly.
Now, luckily that's not his throwing arm, so it's not really going to affect much on the throw. Can he move the glove with it, though? That's going to be the issue.
Well, I was going to say this. Are you sure that's not hit? I mean, he's batting left, so – or no, check it. He's batting right, yeah. Yeah, you're right. So if it did hit him on his left, and you're all mixed up here early. We're all good to go. So a runner on first is Rodriguez, and Jose Fulgencio will come to the plate from Orlando, Florida. And as mentioned, Fulgencio playing second. I think yesterday he played third. Made some pretty good plays yesterday as third baseman.
And played an excellent third base this whole series. Fulgencio, one of the best gloves out there on the team. I believe that him and shortstop Antonio Rodriguez, 2 of the best gloves we've seen all tournament. He gets a chance to move to second base today, but nevertheless, he stays at number 3 inside the offensive lineup. That's what Coach Holloway is looking for, his offensive production. If you're gonna move around and play different bases, you definitely have to produce in the batting lineup.
And you can see Spencer already checking the runner at first. Xavier, one of the nation's leading teams in terms of stolen bases per game and stolen base attempts per game. Matter of fact, number 1 in NAIA in stolen bases per game. So when they get runners on, they will not hesitate to lead off, as you see Rodriguez, and they won't be shy about stealing bases.
He's out.
He's taking that's a big lead there for Rodriguez.
Rodriguez really being tight over there at first base. He really has a big lead. I don't think he has to take that much of a lead. I don't see him stealing here with Fulgencio in the lineup right here in the 3-hole. Fulgencio is going to try to hit the ball and move him around. He does not have to do too much as the first base runner.
Still waiting on a first pitch to the plate by Spencer. And for the third consecutive pitch, he goes back over to first.
Yeah, Howie wants to slow up his timing over there at first base just in case he thinks about taking a trip over to second base.
Right.
This is a big cat and mouse game. Pitcher to batter to the runners, coaches across the diamond with each other.
Rodriguez, one of the team leads in terms of stolen base attempts and steals. 20 steals on the season coming into this tournament in 22 attempts. That was called ball 1.
Yeah, and a really good stop there by Rowan Moore behind the dish.
Xavier with a record of 25-8 on the season.
Now, there are some rules that's going to be experimented with in the major leagues about, how many times you can pick off during each batter and, things of this nature. And I'm pretty sure it's going to come down to the college game as well pretty soon.
Interesting. One ball, no strikes to Fulgencio at the plate. Swinging, strike 1.
Fulgencio just trying to take a cut there. You may see some sort of hit and run get put on here. Coach Holloway loves his speed on the base pass. especially with Howard Spencer's already picking over. So you're really kind of thinking he's probably going to go to the plate.
Spencer back over to first. And I believe that is the 5th attempt.
This batter, correct. And coach is going to talk about it with his team. He's going to have to go out there and kind of, talk to Spencer. They're not doing something. They're not in sync about something right here. Spencer's worried about the first base runner too much, but rightfully so. They don't want him to get to second base, especially with the big man, Tristan Rodriguez, coming up. He's been money. He hasn't been money in the stat line in terms of hits, but he has been money on the stat line in terms of RBIs and moving runners over and whatnot.
Definitely, on deck is Tristan Rodriguez, who is batting .455 in this tournament. Howie Spencer, a sophomore from Bluefield, Virginia, a civil engineering major.
I think he wants to help build the city.
And that was good.
He wants to help build cities.
On the season, he has or at least in his most recent games, he's won 3 games here. Well, I may be looking at these. I don't know if I'm looking at these stats correctly. I know he's been a part of the 3 wins. Get to his stats here in just a moment. 1 ball, 1 strike coming out of that meeting there. Howie Spencer at the plate. Jose Fulgencio is the batter.
And there's another pickoff over to first base. And that's probably a design play that they talked about inside that huddle. They're really going to focus on, making sure that Antonio Rodriguez just doesn't get too much over there at first base.
Now, how much of this takes away from the batter? As the 1-1 comes across the plate, strike?
Well, hitting is all about timing. No matter how far you can hit the ball, you still have to time it up. And sometimes the hitter kind of times the pitcher's fastball. I mean, when you got Aroldis Chapman out there throwing 103, there's a certain method to that madness, and it's timing. So if you can throw the batter's timing off, you have a better chance of getting them out. Now, if you see the body language of Fulgencio, he's kind of in the batter's box. He's kind of a little upset, frustrated that he's not getting the pitch that he wants. Well, he's not even getting the pitch at all.
He's not getting the attention, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So he's just kind of waiting in the box, just kind of waiting, and now he's getting too anxious. He may swing at anything here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Slapped into left field. That's going to be caught, and having to make a bit of a jump there was Austin Stambaugh.
And that's what I mean by when I say swinging at anything. He was able to hit that pitch. It was high. It wasn't in a zone. Not the pitch that he wants to swing at. But he did get a really good lift on it. The left fielder was just camped in a really good position right to stand by out there, who made it look a little harder than what it had to be. I think he wanted some acrobatic time there on camera.
Tristan Rodriguez, the catcher, coming to the plate. 5 of 11 in the series. 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Walked twice and struck out twice. Batting .455. Got to imagine that's one of the top batting averages in this series. Ball 1 on that initial pitch. Spencer to the plate. Strike on the outside edge. Now, I wonder, already you haven't seen any attempts to first to cover Rodriguez, and I wonder if that may be a result of keeping your attention on the batter.
Well, it's 2 outs, and you definitely want to go for the batter right here. That run only means 1 run. You have to score a run to win anyway. There he is. He might have got him.
I think he heard me on that one.
To at least win a ball game, you have to score at least 1 run anyway. So, coach is going to concede that 1 run. And not worry as much as on Rodriguez as he does at the plate.
Sizable leadoff there for Rodriguez. The pitch to the plate, outside, called strike 2. Now, the one advantage that Spencer does have is the fact that he has seen this lineup before.
Absolutely.
And so, if you're able to go back, and I'm sure they're able to go back and watch the broadcast and watch your performance, you may be able to pick up some things in the second go-around. And there's the attempt back over to first.
Now he is worried about Tristan Rodriguez. Excuse me, he is worried about Antonio Rodriguez over there again. I'm really not sure why.
I agree with you. I don't know why. I mean, you're up now. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Tristan Rodriguez at the plate. Caught him swinging, and for good measure, I don't think they knew that the inning was over, but it's a strikeout all the same. So Bluefield State out of the inning, and they will come up to bat in the bottom of the first. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollegeNines.com on the Black College Sports Network.
Today, at Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in 1 cup with Earthblend Coffee.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
It's never too early to plant the seed.
Getting ready to head to the bottom of the first inning here in the Black College World Series Championship game between Xavier University and Bluefield State College. Here's the defensive lineup for Xavier.
From left to right in the outfield, Cortland Posey, Coco Semino, and Blair Frederick. On the infield, it's going to be Austin Anderson. Coach Holloway inserted him today at third base. Antonio Rodriguez at second, and Jose Fulgencio moves from third to second, as we talked about earlier, and Dylan Kuzan is playing first base. Behind the dish again, Tristan Rodriguez. You got to wonder, 4 straight games. You know, he hasn't had any rest out there, and on the hill, we'll see Trey Clark, who actually finished the game last night for the Xavier Gold Rush.
Austin Stambaugh, J.R. McRee, and Tanner Brandon will be the 1, 2, and 3 batters for Bluefield State here. Kevon Moxie will bat cleanup. Trey Clark again on the mound. Clark, senior from Moultrie, Georgia. Previously went to Selma, gets strike 1.
Yeah, I thought Clark came in last night and performed really well for the Gold Rush. He closed out the game, finished it up for him, and he gets the chance to pitch again today. You know, Coach must have a lot of confidence in him. This is the one that you talked about when his hat keeps coming off. You know, will it hurt him? No, I don't think so. He's really pitching a good game. Let's see what he does with 2 strikes right here. I'd like to see him go off speed outside.
0-2 pitch to Stambaugh. Right back up to the mound. Rodriguez scoops over to first, and 6-3 ground out.
And a great piece of defense there by shortstop Antonio Rodriguez. I told you I think he's one of the better defensive shortstops here today. When he was able to field that ground ball, he didn't take any steps before he threw it. He was able to gather his balance, get it together, and make his throw from right to left in one motion.
J.R. McCree fouls off the first pitch. McCree batting just 1 of 10 in 16 plate appearances. It's a shot towards second base. Diving play by Fulgencio, but he's unable to scoop that over to Kuzan, but he made a great play there. possibly prevented that from getting into the outfield.
And we talked about, Xavier playing different positions and playing the analytics. A lot of their middle infielders are shading towards the middle. So he had to take a longer route to try to get over to that baseball. I mean, you let it get through, it's just a hit. It's not going to do much. But nevertheless, he did get a chance to get to it and give his team an opportunity to get them out. And that's all you can ask for if you're head coach Adrian Holloway.
Tanner Brandon, third baseman, batting .444 in this tournament. 4 RBIs at the plate. First pitch, high, ball 1.
We saw Tanner Brandon pitch the other night versus the Gold Rush. We may actually see him again today on the mound. Obviously maybe not in a long row, but, maybe he's going to give it all he's got, with this being the last game of the weekend.
The 1-0 pitch called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike from Trey Clark to Brandon. Brandon from Huntington, West Virginia, 6'4", junior. Nice cut by Brandon. Bottom dropped on that pitch, and now Clark is on top of the batter. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. McCree running, toss, and he is out. Beautiful throw by Tristan Rodriguez. As not only do they get the strikeout, but they get the runner stealing second.
That's how strike him out, throw him out.
That's how the first inning's going to end. We're through 1, coming back with the second. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollegeNines.com on the Black College Sports Network.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result.
Back to Riverwalk Stadium here in Montgomery, Alabama, home of the Montgomery Biscuits. I believe the AA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Yes.
Tampa Bay really had a good showing last year. Went all the way
to the.
It was just one of those series.
Yeah.
It was just one of those series up in Dallas. Excuse me, up in Arlington.
Danny Coleman at the plate, the DH for Xavier. Little high and inside. Ball goes over the catcher all the way to the backstop.
Head coach Kevin Cash for the Rays. Big decisions.
The 1-0 pitch. High again.
Did you watch any of that World Series?
I'm not gonna lie, I watched bits and pieces of it, not all of it.
It was some really good moments in that series.
And part of that I say because I was disappointed that the Braves lost in the NLCS, and so once that happened, once my team usually loses, it's hard to bring me back in, especially when you're so close. And I, really thought the Braves were so close. That ball is lifted foul into the bleachers. Souvenir for somebody.
I watched even though my White Sox lost to the A's.
See, we're trying to, you got me trying to recall everything that happened. All I it's tough sometimes focusing on other teams when your team is in the midst of it. The 2-2 pitch, Spencer to Coleman. His ball is lifted into center field. Coming is Revilio. Tried to scoop it, unable to come up with that scoop.
They better go check on Revilio out
there. And Taylor Tibbs recover, and slow to get up is Revilio. He had that ball lifted and was right in a tough spot for not only just the center fielder, but the second baseman, Taylor Tibbs, as well, and it just kind of fell right between them.
Yeah, right there in the Texas triangle, right in front of the center fielder, but behind the second baseman and the shortstop. Even the right fielder was there trying to get there. But that's what you want to see when you're out there in the outfield and even in your middles. You want to see a fly ball in the air, and then you want to see your guys hustling out there for the ball. Great job by the Revilio. Just couldn't come up with it. Great effort.
Blair Frederick comes to the plate. There's a foul ball. He was 2 of 5, but actually had 9 plate appearances yesterday. Walked 3 times, scored 3 runs, and had an RBI. Yep. And this was on the heels of Frederick throwing 17 strikeouts in the first matchup against Bluefield State.
Yeah, the transfer from LSU really put up a good showing after his Tommy John surgery. I actually found that I played college ball with his cousin. Alton Delars, shouts out back to everybody back in New Orleans, Louisiana. But this is a baseball guy. He's a baseball family, and he just wants to play the game and continue to play the game. We saw that he's a graduate student working on his master's degree.
And when we say 17 strikeouts, they were 17 in a row after the first out was a ground out. That ball's lifted up high. Wake up, camera folks. Coming over towards us. Actually, lands right in front of the Bluefield State dugout.
That sun is kind of tricky out there. You actually saw it with the first baseman over there, Kayvon Moxie. He really couldn't handle it. And then you saw Tanner Brandon right here. The ball actually fell in fair territory, but that sun kind of, gave it a little glare that you really couldn't kind of give it the right angle that you really couldn't get to. So, Tanner Brandon just got to do a better job next time of trying to understand where that ball is going to fall.
It's funny you said that. I didn't even know that was Tanner Brandon who was there. I thought that might have been somebody from the dugout.
Yeah,
to be honest, that he was that close.
He hustled over there.
Yeah.
He hustled over there. And he's going to play it on the grass. He's going to take it away from Frederick at third base just in case.
0 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch slapped into right is dropping. It does drop in front of McCree. And Coleman will hold at second. Nice piece of hitting there by Frederick, who's shown to be just as tough behind the plate as he is or has been on the mound.
Yeah, good job out there by Frederick. A really good piece of hitting just to drive it out there into right field. He pulled that one right there. I was glad to see the runner at second base, Danny Coleman. He looked like he wanted to take 3, but he did a really good piece of base running right there by just rounding the bag and kind of staying tight, just maybe to force a throw, kind of see where it would go. Good job by R.J. McCree just to get that ball into the cutoff man as well.
Cortland Posey comes to the plate. Hasn't been very productive in this particular series. 13 plate appearances, just 1 hit. Has walked once and scored 2 runs. Bunt attempt goes all the way back to the net.
And I like that bunt attempt right there. Runners at first and second, no outs. Let's waste an out or let's sacrifice an out rather. It's Cortland Posey, bottom of the order. Not your best hitter in the lineup, but, he's a contact guy. Just kind of want to put the ball down and play, move those runners over and give Dylan Kuzan a chance. Let's see if he sticks with the bunt right here. Corners are playing in, so I'm not really sure which way he's going to put it.
Howie Spencer on the hill for Bluefield State, looking back at second. Now he comes to the plate, and that bunt attempt goes foul up the third base line.
Yeah, Cortland Posey has got to get that ball in fair territory. That's 2 bad bunts here, or 2 foul ball bunts, for Cortland Posey. Let's see if Holloway sticks with it with 2 strikes. I'm not really sure if he wants to, but I wouldn't be mad if he did. Cortland Posey has got to put this ball in play to advance those runners over. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity here.
1 ball, 2 strike, or check that. No balls, 2 strikes. And swinging on that one was Posey. Down swinging for the first out of the contest, or inning.
Now Dylan Kuzan has to work a little bit harder to try to score these runs in from first and second.
Kuzan batting .400 in this series with 1 RBI, scored twice, and 1 walk. Has struck out twice as well. Right up the middle, Tibbs. Oh, he fumbled that. That may bring 1 in. It might bring 2, depending upon how fast Frederick is. He'll hold at third. Xavier scores the first run of the contest.
Good piece of hitting right there by Dylan Kuzan just to get the ball back up the middle. You want to put it right back up the box. You want to hit the ball where it's pitched. Second baseman Taylor Tibbs kind of got caught in between hops right there, and that big hop came and it went right over his glove. Great piece of running there by Danny Coleman, the DH for the day. He came around third base. His coach waved him in, saw that the ball got away from him, and they made sure they got the first run in by any means necessary. Good job by the Gold Rush.
So that would be an error on Tibbs.
Struck out 17 in a row with walks yesterday.
So Austin Anderson comes to the plate. This is the first appearance for Anderson in this series, playing third today. Blair Frederick and Dylan Kuzan are on the corners.
I think he likes his players from Orlando, man. He's got a couple on the rosters from your way. 407, stand up, huh?
Look at you.
Been doing my research, man.
I hear you. Some good baseball there in Central Florida.
Absolutely. You got to get your schoolyard team, man. I built my schoolyard team last night on the broadcast.
Now, again, we talked about the fact that Xavier, one of the top teams in NAIA baseball related to steals and stolen base attempts. So don't be surprised to see Kuzan or even a double steal here. Pitch to the plate, fouled off to the backstop by Anderson. Anderson steps back in the box. Anderson with 10 RBIs on the season fouls this one off.
Yeah, Anderson's job right here is to make sure he stays out the double play. If he puts the ball in play to the right-hand side, he can possibly get that run in more so than he can with the ball being hit to the left-hand side. So Austin Anderson, look for something that he can drive, look for something that he can get a hold to. Bluefield State playing the double play depth up the middle. They're going to try to get out the inning if they can.
9 RBIs, check that. 9 RBIs and 6 hits this season for Anderson. He's only played in 11 games.
And the fans kind of holding their breath on that when they thought that Austin Anderson was going to get rung up there.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Spencer, double play is still on for Bluefield State. He goes back over to first.
And take a look and see where Frederick is at. Frederick is making sure that if that ball gets past that first baseman, he's going to run it on in really hard. Blair Frederick and Coach Holloway, they really want to get this second run across to put more pressure on the Big Blue.
The last Moxie on that play, on that check over to first, really came forward as if he's really playing. There's the run. Oh, well, thought the runner was going. Punches him out. Caught looking is Anderson, and now there's 2 outs.
I would have liked to see Holloway work a double steal in there somewhere in that situation right there. I really think that that run is important right here. You definitely don't want to leave free money on third base with 1 out.
Coco Semino comes back to the plate. 0 for 1 in his first plate appearance today. He comes up with runners on the corners. outside, ball one. And again, we'll have to pay attention to Kuzin over on first. And again, Moxie, if Moxie comes off the bag early, he's definitely paying attention to Frederick over on third.
I think Holloway sends him sometime around here.
The 1-0 pitch. That ball lifted high. That might be in between the right fielder and second baseman. It drops right past the second baseman. That's a tough spot for Tibbs. Right between McCree and Wright, Tibbs on second. I think we're going to call. Are we calling that a hit, Nick?
I'm going to give him a hit. First of all, that's not Tibbs' ball. Tibbs has got to understand that he has got to get out the way and let McCree come in and get that ball. McCree has the better angle running in on that ball than Tibbs does going back on that ball. Tibbs, great job on being there, but bad job on not letting McCree get to that ball. Good job on the base runner by the Gold Rush. They did score a run there.
Ends up being a double on that. And so Kuzin gets all the way from first to third on the double by Semino. First pitch, a ball. Xavier's lead now is a 2-0 lead. And this team just stays opportunistic.
Antonio Rodriguez trying to get these 2 runs in for the Gold Rush. He's going to have to think right back up the box right side where everybody else has been going with their swings for the day.
1 ball, no strikes. Rodriguez hit by a pitch his last plate appearance. 2 runners in scoring position. Called ball.
Howie Spencer, number 99. Roman Moore, number 77.
Love the numbers.
176 between the two, man. I think that's the highest battery charge that we've had so far.
Pitch to the plate. Tight inside, but that's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count on Rodriguez. Spencer waiting on the call, and Rodriguez calls for time.
Yeah, Rodriguez really wants to take a good swing right here. He really wants to get back into the hit column. Really needs to make up for some of the at-bats that he's had before. 2 runs right here I think would give Coach Holloway a lot of more confidence and trust in him.
The pitch, that ball lifted up high. There's a lot of sun. Pitcher gets out of the way.
That's trouble.
First baseman's coming over. Moxie secures that one. I tell you, the pop-ups have been a doozy for Bluefield State today, but they get out of the inning, only giving up 2. Xavier leaves 2 on the pads, and we go to the bottom of the second. Xavier leading 2-0 over Bluefield State. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollegeNines.com on the Black College Sports Network.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Shot to third base. Great stab right there by Armstrong. And throws across the diamond to get him out right there. What a play there by Armstrong.
Hey, look, and you can see Arias giving some love to Armstrong with the head nod, but that was a great play. Watch the Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning, Bluefield State coming up to bat. Kevin Moxie, Ty Sizemore, and Taylor Tibbs will come to the plate. Very eventful top half of the inning for Bluefield. Let's see if their bats can do something to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, Adrian Holloway said that he had some pitchers left. He said he had about 10 arms in that bullpen left today, and I'm very proud to see that. You know, in a series like this, if you got 10 arms left, you're doing something right with the pitching staff down there in NOLA. But nevertheless, it's the heart of the lineup coming up here for Bluefield. And, you know, I think they're going to try to make sure they get something going this inning. If they're going to go, they're going to have to go right here with their 4-5-6 hole.
Called strike, 0-2 for Trey Clark. No. Does not give it to him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch by Clark. Looks like it was high again, ball 2.
Again, Clark finished the game last night, and he's still coming back with a lot of emotion and passion in that arm. I like it.
2-2 pitch to the shortstop, Rodriguez. Scoops, tosses over to first base. Ground out 6-3.
And that's the shortstop you want to have out there on the field today, Antonio Rodriguez. I'll say it 1,000 times. Great job on getting that ball. He did take one step there. He knew his runner. Kevin Moxie, not the fastest guy on the field, but nevertheless, he had some time to get over there. Great job, Antonio Rodriguez.
Ty Sizemore comes to the plate, batting .600 in this series in 8 plate appearances. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, 1 run scored. And it's now a 1-1 count to Sizemore.
Yeah, Ty Sizemore has had a really, really good series here this weekend. That might be a good piece
opposite
of hitting.
field. There's the nice play by Dylan Kuzum to move over to get that. And great running there by Trey Clark to get off of the mound and cover the bag for a 3-1.
Tried to stick it over to right field, tried to take Trey Clark the other way, but just didn't have enough power. And you saw he came off the field. He's trying to, make sure his stroke gets better. But great job there by Trey Clark on the PFP. That's something that pitchers practice every day. PFP, pitcher's fielding position.
Taylor Tibbs looks at strike 1 there. The last pitch, 85 miles an hour by Clark. Bit high for ball 1. Tibbs batting just under 200 in this series. Looks at strike 2. And so with 2 outs, Trey Clark has an opportunity again to retire the side in order. The 1-2 pitch. And past the little too hot for the glove of Tristan Rodriguez.
Tried to freeze him at 89 miles per hour on the gun with the outside fastball. Deuces are wild here, Brian. Deuces are wild.
With 2 runs on the board, the pitch. And he put every ounce he had into that one and caught him looking on that one. Strike 3, Clark retires the side, and Xavier gets out of the second with a 2-0 lead. You're watching the Black College World Series on the Black College Sports Network.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Ave's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46.
Back to the top of the third inning here for Xavier, leading 2-0. Jose Fulgencio comes to the plate, 0 for 1 with a line drive to the left fielder in the first plate appearance. First pitch is a ball by Howie Spencer. The 1-0 pitch, Fulgencio shows some patience, holds off on that one. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch, that ball lifted high. Coming in, let's see, center fielder has that, yes. And he comes all the way in as Ravello. Tell you, the sun playing havoc on these pop-ups for Bluefield. But a great job of holding his line of sight on the ball. Tristan Rodriguez comes to the plate. Slaps that ball foul.
Big shift on here for Bluefield.
There's a cut.
If you see C.J. Cooper playing behind the bag at second base, Taylor Tibbs out in the short right field, deep second base, and I'm surprised Tanner Brandon doesn't have a big shift on. He's playing just a couple of shades to the left at third.
The 0-2 pitch, it skips in the dirt a little bit. Wanted to find its way to the plate slowly. Slapped over past the second baseman, past Tibbs. There's a hit for Rodriguez. And Rodriguez will get to first, and I'm sure we'll get that courtesy runner for Rodriguez.
Well, this is I guess they're playing NAIA rules again because Bluefield State is an NCAA team. So I'm assuming that they're playing NAIA rules for all games here because NCAA doesn't have that courtesy runner rule that I know of. So we'll have to get the official ruling on that. Unless they're playing under USCAA rules.
Danny Coleman, the DH, comes to the plate with the runner on. Coleman, there's a shot going towards foul, out towards the train tracks. Might have gone, yes, it actually did go out of the ballpark, but it went foul, though.
Danny Coleman was actually going for liftoff right there. Saw the pitch he wanted and just got a little bit too to the left there.
Runner on first. Coleman, that's a high pop-up. Will it be fair or foul? Tough job for Moore coming over. Catches it. Does a great job of shielding his eyes with his glove to make that catch. Great job by Roman Moore.
Yeah, good job by Roman Moore there to turn his whole body around. Little catchers out there, if you're in Little League or in your high school, take a look at what Roman Moore just did. You got to turn your body around because when that ball comes up, it's going to come back at you, and you want to kind of field it like you're an outfielder. Good job there by Roman Moore and to shade and block the sun with his hand up in the air. Great job, Bluefield State.
2 outs, runner on first, and Blair Frederick, who had a single in his last at-bat. 0-1 pitch by Spencer, away for ball 1. The 1-1 pitch by Spencer. Lifted towards the foul line. Will it be fair, though? It bounces foul just between the line and the bullpen mound.
Yeah, that would have been trouble. It just went foul to about maybe 6 inches to the left of the left field foul line. Great piece of hitting there by Blair Frederick. Just trying to get it to the other side. You put it in play, you never know what happens.
Spencer has an opportunity to get out of the inning with very minimal damage here. Nothing but a base runner if he can get this out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the plate. There's a shot going towards right. Oh, over the right fielder's head. He misplayed that one all the way to the warning track. McCree played that one. Did it go over the wall? It did go over the wall.
And that's actually a better thing. That's actually in favor of Bluefield because that run does not score. The runner from first has to go to third base now. That's only 2 extra bases from the plate from where you started at.
So it ends up being a ground rule double. McCree played that totally, well, I guess you could say he played that wrong.
You only get 2 bases. You get 2 bases no matter what.
So the question is, will Rodriguez have to come back?
He sure does. Well, it's not Rodriguez, it's Goins, but he definitely has to go back. He definitely has to go back to third base.
Okay.
Coach Holloway is arguing that he was already in motion around in third, that he would have scored, but I mean, it's a dead. At the end of the day, it's a dead ball. That's what it is. It's a dead ball, and you only get 2 bases from where you started at. So runners at second and third. Actually, again, that helps out Bluefield, to be honest.
It does. It definitely does. Score is still 2-0 Xavier. Ball 1 to Cortland Posey.
Cortland Posey couldn't get the bunt down last time. Then he struck out swinging on strike 3. Let's see if he's made some second inning adjustments or third inning adjustments here.
Two balls, no strikes. Spencer, 2 runners in scoring position. You know, Nick, that was something we noticed about Xavier, and that's something that, I mean, look, Xavier will get hits. They'll leave guys on the base pads too. And, I mean, I think it was the game against Savannah where I think they beat Savannah 10-3, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, one thing is, I mean,
4 pitches, and Posey is now on first.
And you mentioned that, and we see that Xavier has already left 3 runners on base already in this contest, 1 in the first inning and 2 last inning in the second inning. With that being said, you got to put up somebody at the plate right now that's going to put some contact on the ball. I wouldn't mind Coach going to the bench if he had a pinch hitter this early in the contest. You've got to score these runs. I mean, these are runs you can't leave on the board knowing that you possibly have to, or that you have to play 2 games to win it today. You got to get all you can.
Dylan Cousin comes to the plate, bases loaded. And Roman Moore is going to take a moment and come talk to his pitcher.
Yeah, good job right there by Roman Moore just to kind of settle his pitcher down. He's 1 pitch away out of this inning. All he has to do is throw 1 pitch up there and let let Austin Anderson get himself out. Bases are loaded, 2 outs, and they get the short route here. You know, so it's the closest bag to you. You don't have to take the ball all the way across the diamond, which is an easier play for each infielder out there.
This will be a big deal for Bluefield State to get out of this if they can with no runs, given where that ball a couple of batters ago went into right field. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Ball 2. Cousin showing some patience here.
Austin Anderson struck out last time, and he's the 9-hole hitter. As a pitcher, you have to identify that. You have to understand and recognize that this is the guy. We can't let it get a free pass here.
To the plate, strike one.
There's the pitch you want.
Cousin. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Howie Spencer in a tough spot. That ball is lifted up high. Who's got it? Somebody's got it.
Tanner Brandon's right there.
Third baseman's coming over. Oh,
my goodness.
Brandon unable to hold on to that one in foul territory.
That's going to be an E5, and each run after this, if it comes across, is going to be unearned. An error with 2 outs gives you all unearned runs after that situation.
Even in a foul territory
Even
situation.
in a foul territory situation.
That's interesting. See, that's one of those rules of baseball that to a casual fan might not make any sense because, no harm, no foul. It's in foul ball territory.
Nevertheless, it is a strike.
It is a strike, so... Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded for Dylan Cousin.
Deuces are wild here.
Spencer to the plate. Low, ball 3.
So 3 and 2, 2 outs here. You'll see the runners taking off. You'll see the third baseman, the third base runner, Blair Frederick. He'll start off in foul territory. And the runner at first and second, they'll get an early start. So all defensive Big Blue members have to be aware here. They got to go across the diamond to get the play.
The pitch, slap towards second base. Tibbs to Moxie, and Bluefield State gets out of the inning without surrendering any runs. Xavier leaves 3 on base. We're going to the bottom of the third. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by Black College Nines on the Black College Sports Network.
Gonna bring them back.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Ave's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands, and the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
This is our moment, and we're doing what many thought we couldn't. We're investing in the stock market. We're buying rental properties. We're starting businesses. And when you're looking for a financial advisor to help you build wealth, choose one you can trust. Choose Wilson Wealth.
Devin Shaw in now.
Black College Nines.
Welcome back to the Black College World Series here on the Black College Sports Network, presented to you by BlackCollegeNines.com. Nick Strong alongside Brian Fulford bringing you the action here from Riverwalk Stadium, Montgomery, Alabama, the capital, down here in the South. I'm hanging out with our guest this inning, Michael Harvey from Black College Nines. Harvey, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Good to be here. I've been listening to you guys all week. I didn't get down for the first.
Well, I need to see your critique. I mean, where's the notepad at? You got to give us the critiques there.
You guys have been doing a wonderful job.
We really appreciate it. Coming up this inning here for the Bluefield Big Blue, as we see right there, number 77, Roman Moore takes it out to center field, and camping under that is Coco Semino. How do you like this play out here this weekend? It's really seen some good competition.
We really have been, and it's very good baseball, sound baseball, fundamentally sound baseball. A few errors here and there, but
it's baseball.
Well, yeah, that's baseball. You can expect that at every level.
Yes, sir.
From little league up to majors.
Talk about your playing days, man.
Oh man, that was a long time ago.
How long? Let me know.
I played collegiate baseball my freshman year at Fort Valley State College, Fort Valley, Georgia, and played the remainder of my college career at Tuskegee Institute back in that day, Tuskegee University today.
That's right.
Early 1970s. Played with two two people who actually from my team were signed to pro contracts.
Okay.
Richard Buckshaw from Abbeville, Alabama, spent a year with the St. Louis Cardinals, and Roy Lee Jackson, who spent about 10 or 11 years with in Major League Baseball with the Mets and Minnesota Twins.
Talk a little bit about what you're doing now with baseball in the baseball community.
Well, basically, I write about baseball. I'm a feature writer at Black College 9.
Absolutely. And
one of the things I try to do is to give coverage to these kids playing in Black College baseball, because way back in my day, you just didn't get any coverage. This is the first annual Black College World Series.
Right.
But in 1973, my coach at Tuskegee, the late James Jim Martin, organized a all-star game for the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. And they only played it 1 year. And that was just one scant mention in the Atlanta Daily World that on the weekend, the third weekend in April of 1973, the SIC Conference All-Stars would play Tuskegee Institute, since we were the conference champions. The All-Stars played us.
Okay, I like that.
So that was an announcement of the game, but no game score at the end of the game. Nobody knows who won. Nobody knows.
Except you. You tell what happened.
What happened in the game is that we beat them 2-1.
So the whole conference tried to beat you guys, and they couldn't do it.
They couldn't do it. and on the other side was on the Conference All-Stars was a left fielder who's now in the Hall of Fame by the name of Andre Dawson.
Right, Florida Memorial. FAMU. That's right, Florida A&M. Great catch out there by the left fielder, Cortland Posey, as Trey Clark shuts him down. 1-2-3. We'll keep it right here.
So I'll tell you two little high notes in that game. I think our pitcher, Roy Lee Jackson, probably got the MVP that day, because he pitched 7 strong innings, and then we went to Charles Allen, who's now deceased. But early in the game, I believe in the third or fourth inning, we were up 1-0. I steal a base. I'm an all-star catcher. I later come in and score, and so we go up 2-1. And we thought we were going to really have a field day against the All-Stars, but that score stayed 2-1.
Right.
And in the ninth inning, with a run on first and 2 outs, a ball is hit to me in right field, and like one of those Texas leaguers, I had to come in. I never missed it. I always caught the Texas leaguer. But this one, I let drop in front of me. So now we have runners on the corner.
Right, first and third.
First and third. I'm out there praying that the ball's hit to me.
You want it right back.
I want it right back.
Absolutely. That's baseball.
So the ball's hit to me.
You got it.
I got it. I go back to catch the ball. I slip on the grass. They just cut me.
Oh, man.
The other day, I thought I was going to fall. Ball lands in my glove, and I hold on to the glove. We win the ball game. So I score the winning run.
And catch the final catch.
Last play.
Gotcha. Yeah. Last out. Awesome. Talk about what is your, mission? What is your love? What do you want to see from, we'll just say, Black college baseball in the next few years?
What I like to see is what I would actually like to see is I like to see the NCAA and the
NAIA and
NCAA and SEC and ACC.
SEC, gotcha.
Actually, invite one of these schools to participate in that conference.
Absolutely.
And that the NCAA put the money behind these programs in order to get them up to speed to compete at a high D1 level. Because back in the days when I played, these schools actually could get the cream of the crop of black college baseball players. Today they can't do that.
As we start the top half of the fourth inning, and another foul ball. Right past us. Great job there by the Coker. He's over there, trying to catch foul balls. One thing that you see here in terms of the baseball is you see Austin Anderson leading off things here for the Gold Rush in the top half of the fourth inning. You talked about, teams competing in a we'll just say a Power 5 conference or so, and that would have to be football, all those sports as well. How do you think these teams would fare if they had some of the same, we'll just say, resources, as the other schools in that conference?
They'll be tough to beat.
That's right.
As they were in my day when we actually had the top athletes in the black community playing both basketball, baseball, and football. We could have competed with those schools back then had not the rules prohibit the schools from playing together.
Yeah, and that's my hope, too. One thing I'm really big on Harvey, I'm really big on learning the different conferences, the different organizations, the different governing bodies, NCAA, NAIA, NJCAA, USCA, NCBA, all these different organizations, and kids compete at different, I don't call it different levels. There's only one level to me, and that's college baseball. Here's a high fly ball right behind home plate. Roman Moore turns his body around, got his glove up, and that's going to be in the stands. There's only one level to me, and that's college baseball. Because at the end of the day, these kids have an opportunity to play college baseball, no matter what conference or organization it is in. And the difference to me is the championship is just in a different place.
That's so true.
At Lewiston, Idaho, for NAIA, NCAA has 3, Division I, Division II, Division III, and so forth. And like you say, you want to see some schools move up to these big Power 5 conferences that have those resources. I agree with you. I wouldn't mind seeing a Texas Southern or even an Xavier or Bluefield, playing in a big conference and, getting that same recognition as everybody else.
Alabama State, fine baseball program in Alabama State.
Absolutely.
Fine football program.
Now, are you out of Montgomery, by the way? Where are you at?
Atlanta.
You're in Atlanta. Okay, gotcha. Now, there's a lot of baseball in Atlanta, man.
Yeah, it's very good baseball in Atlanta, and a lot of good baseball players coming up. You have a number of the former Atlanta Braves who are still in the area, and they're coaching.
Marvin Freeman. Absolutely. Carl Nichols, he's out there doing his thing as well.
He sure is, and Grissom.
Marquise Grissom, that's right, and his brother Antonio. He's a coach of Morehouse.
Morehouse,
that's right.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the HBCU baseball you've seen down there in Atlanta. And just the landscape of the kids, the way they coach and the way they develop in the Atlanta area.
Well, Marquise over at Morehouse didn't get a chance. Marquise Grissom at Morehouse didn't get a chance to have a season this year.
Right. Antonio,
excuse me. But, he does a good job of teaching baseball.
Right.
The Clark Atlanta University program is coming around. The coaching staff is very committed to that program. They just have to get the athletes in there. And of course, beyond that, you have Albany.
Albany State, that's right. Payne moving over to the NCCAA next year. They'll be dropping from Division II.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Which is what I'm saying. There are more organizations and governing bodies out there that kids need to understand and learn about as well.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And those things should factor into that decision of where they want to go and play college baseball.
Great piece of hitting right there by Antonio Rodriguez. He gets a 2-out single coming up to the plate. Jose Fugencio. Who are some of the players that you've seen so far here? Just some names. Have you noticed any names or anybody you think that can play at the next level, or just some guys you like?
Well, I like Rodriguez, and what's the name of the catcher for
Bluefield?
Not Bluefield, but for
Tristan Rodriguez. Xavier, yeah.
Rodriguez. I like that guy.
I do too. He can switch hit too as well.
He can switch hit. He's a big guy, has a good throwing arm. He's a good hitter. I stood down near their dugout at yesterday's game, and
he's a big guy, huh?
The big guy.
There's a shot, left field, back. Home run, Jose Fugencio.
He got a couple of big hits yesterday also.
Great piece of hitting right there by number 13, Jose Fugencio. Took it over the left field wall with a lot of passion and emotion out there on that swing. Makes the score 4-0 here in favor of the Gold Rush. As we wrap it up here with Mr. Harvey here talking. He's from the Black College 9. He does a lot of writing for the website, an advocate for HBCU baseball. Wants to see these kids succeed, the field is fine. But what about this education and this degree that they get a chance to earn?
Oh man, you can't
That's the one you can't beat, right?
HBCU, there you go.
That's the one you can't beat.
I'm glad I attended the HBCU academically.
Absolutely.
And that's where leaders are. That's where young leaders are being made.
What do you like about the pro game right now?
Not very much.
Okay.
I don't like the pitch of the 3-pitch rule or whatever that rule is. I don't like the California rule if the game ends in a tie after 9 innings. I don't like that. That's,
runner at second base.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's Little League Baseball. They did that when I coached youth league baseball. Mm-hmm. I don't think that has a place in Major League Baseball. Either call it a tie or play until somebody wins the game. I hope that goes away. And I believe Major League Baseball is experimenting in minor league baseball this summer in an independent league. They are experimenting with moving the mound.
That's the Pioneer League.
The Pioneer League, moving the mound beyond
661 feet. Yeah.
Right. I don't like that idea either. So, and it's a different game.
What do you think about the analytic rule with the fielders on the infield and, not being able to play the percentages there? In closing.
I think it messes baseball up. Baseball is a game of chess, and you really don't need the analytics to figure out what you need to do. And it's also a game of guts and emotions. And so the analytics takes the gut instinct of a manager and a player out of anticipating what they want to do on the playing field when the ball is pitched.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Michael Harvey. Michael Harvey, BlackCollegeNines.com. Tuskegee alum, baseball. Tuskegee over the SIAC 2-1 makes the final catch and scores the winning run in that contest. We'll have to find some clips or something. We got to find something from it. We got to be able to find something.
See, that's the thing. And there's a picture out there of me making the catch, but that's the thing about Black College baseball until recently.
We got to document it.
That's right.
We've got to document. Thanks a lot. Hey, we'll catch up with you next time. Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good one. It's Michael Harvey, BlackCollegeNines.com, hanging out with us. Thanks a lot. One more time. Oh, and the book. Don't forget the book. I'm sorry.
The Duke of 18.
Yeah, I'm sorry. One more time.
Last year during the pandemic, during the shutdown, I wrote 2 books. One is The Duke of 18th and Vine, Bob Kendrick Pitches Negro League Baseball. And that's a book about, Bob Kendrick's the president of the Negro League Museum in Kansas City. He's such a great storyteller. So I captured some of his stories in February last year when he came to Atlanta for a visit. And I captured those in a book that we call the Duke. I call him the Duke of 18th and Vine because he is such an impeccable dresser. And 18th and Vine was just the jazz and club and business district in Kansas City.
Can we find that book on the Black College Nines website or a link to it? Or
it's not on the Black College Nine website, but you can find it at HaroldMichaelHarvey.com.
Okay, HaroldMichaelHarvey.com. We'll make sure we post that a little later on.
Interesting read.
Okay, all right.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Michael Harvey hanging out with us. Let's get back to the contest here. Big bomb by Jose Fulgencio to give the Gold Rush a 4-0 lead over the Big Blue of Bluefield State as the Bluefield Big Blue come back up to the top of the order. It's going to be Austin Stanbaugh, the junior from Canova, West Virginia. Brian Fulford, welcome back.
Good to be back. and I'll tell you right now, Trey Clark throwing a perfect game so far.
Here's the announcer's jinx.
Championship Saturday, no such thing.
No, he gave up a hit in the first inning, so.
But still a perfect game, though. Still a perfect game. I didn't say it was a no-hitter. I said it's a perfect game. Does that not count in the Nick Strong rule book?
No, that's the baseball rule book.
Oh, you have to have no hits to have a perfect game?
Here's a play, and Tony Rodriguez couldn't get to it. So a perfect game is when you go all 9 innings and
I thought it was
no
27 up, 27 down.
Right. Well, no, it's not necessarily 27 up, 27 down. It's no hits, no errors. 27 up, 27 down. That means no batter reach base. You can no hitter. You can have maybe one hit. Maybe one walk or 2 walks, an error. But perfect game is nobody made an error. Nobody got a hit. No run, no nothing. Here's a double play ball. Rodriguez over to Fulgencio. He's safe. 6-4 fielder's choice.
Yeah, Fulgencio seemed to struggle to get that ball out of his hands in perfect time. And so that little bit of hesitation is all McRee needed to be able to, I guess, only make that a fielder's choice, 6-4.
Tanner Brandon steps into the box. Struck out in his first plate appearance. Runner at first base. Trey Clark still throwing the ball out there. Misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Mr. Harvey had some good words of inspiration there. Graduate of Tuskegee Institute. Said they played a conference all-star game. Brian, it was the conference champion versus everybody else. Sort of like how the MLS does their, they play another team in their all-star game in the soccer, and, some other sports get to doing that as well. I like to see more of that. He talked about, more documentation, and that's what we're doing here in the Black College World Series. We're able to document. We're able to, have 21st century media on top of this information here. You guys do a really good job of, covering sports and, just covering the information, covering the facts. And that's what we're doing right here in Montgomery, Alabama, Riverwalk Stadium, the home of the Montgomery Biscuits. They say Ricky Wicks built this house.
Interesting.
Got drafted back in 2003 out of Southern University. Played in the minors, 04 and 05. Got a chance to get to the big leagues. There's a fly ball, left side. Austin Anderson gives chase.
Yeah, he didn't get that. He didn't hit that one cleanly. It was a good cut. That ball might have gone somewhere, but ends up going foul.
What do you like about Trey Clark so far? Got a chance to finish the game last night. Has already went 3 strong innings today.
I'm just liking his ability to just stay in there right now. Stay in the, Clark showing me some velocity. The hat seems to be staying on a little more, so, that's a little. I'm still amazed that that's not distracting for batters, but,
Here's the pitch by Clark. Here's a ground ball, foul.
Can't tell me that's not distracting.
Not too distracting.
I'm focused on that ball. Look, I'm trying to pay attention to the pitch, but then the hat comes off.
Trust me, when that ball is coming 90 miles per hour, you're going to keep sight on that fastball board, and you're going to keep track of that hat.
Okay.
I gotta take you to the batting cage, man. I've got to see what you got. I put you on my team, my schoolyard team.
Don't have a hat falling off while the ball is coming, because I promise you I will be distracted. And from this far away, I'm distracted. I'd hate to see what happens. I'm 60 feet away.
Clark fires, delivers, a little high. Ball 4.
Great opportunity now for Bluefield to get some runs going here. I mean, they've got 2 on, 1 out.
Yeah, and with Kevin Moxie in the box, granted out to shortstop in his last AB, but we know he has warning track power. He was in the home run derby Thursday night. Let's see what Moxie can do if he can try to drive in this run here at second base. And he takes first pitch strike here. Not the pitch he wanted.
No, Moxie just looking to get a positive play here. He's had a tough time at the plate in this series. And so, again, I don't know how much statting or statistical work you get to do in an opportunity like this. Hopefully the scouting allows for it. But I'll tell you what, if you got an opportunity to just concentrate on a batter, Clark should be thinking about, hey, let me just concentrate on Moxie and get him out, because he's had a tough time at the plate in this series.
0-1 to count. Clark fires, a little high. No action in the bullpen for Xavier or for Bluefield. I do see Xavier with the bullpen down in the bullpen, the staff. I wonder if there's a phone down there. Is there a call to the pen? Do you call down to the pen down there, or do you have to yell to the guys?
When it's that close, you just send somebody down there, Might even just be a yell.
I mean, David Ortiz, he doesn't like phones inside the bullpen, if you remember that action. A little high. 3-1 you count.
Moxie, the senior from Nassau, Bahamas.
Yeah,
showing some great patience.
They play baseball in the Bahamas.
Yes, they do.
Bahamas, Virgin Islands. They are playing some baseball. Swung on foul, out of play. They're gonna have to find that ball.
I'm not sure. I might have advised Moxie to sit on that one and see if Clark could get it over the plate.
Yeah, Moxie definitely wants to swing right here. Let's see if he gets the fastball he wants. A little high, outside. Bases are juiced.
And that's why I said on that last pitch, don't take yourself out of it by swinging and, not getting your perfect pitch.
That's going to bring out the assistant coach here to talk to Trey Clark. Now, Bluefield one swing away from tying this thing up here. That's what Holloway talked about last night as Drew was talking to Coach Tino Burgos about that. When you're down 4 runs, you're possible one swing away with the bases loaded, and you want to stay within that range. It's still a close game. Pitching coach out to talk to his guy. Bullpen, I see them getting up, getting ready down there, stretching up a little bit, trying to see which of those 10 arms, or 9 arms rather, are going to get a chance to pitch next. Do you think we see Frederick today for a little bit?
I don't think we'll see him in this first game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see him. Now, he's doing a great job out in right and even behind the plate. So, the coaches said they have arms. That was one thing in AD's interview that we saw pregame. Both coaches said they've got plenty of arms. If I recall specifically, Xavier said, Coach said, Holloway, he said he's got about, 10 arms.
Well, I'm trying to see. I want to know whether Frederick was included in that.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch by Clark. Bases loaded for Sizemore. Ball 1.
Great opportunity here for the freshman from South Charleston, West Virginia.
Sizemore grinded out to the first baseman in his last AB. There's a shot, left center field. Going back on his horse is Posey. Posey makes the catch, but that's going to get the job done, and an RBI to the plate.
And all the runners advance on that sacrifice. Good piece of hitting there by Sizemore.
So that'll score McCree. Brandon sits on third base. He sacrificed. He advanced. And Kevin Moxie actually tagged from first base. I really like that. That's called a one-tag, all-tag. And that'll bring up Taylor Tibbs to the box. Tibbs already 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Pitch misses outside half. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to count. Taylor Tibbs trying to score these 2 runs. A hit scores them. Tanner's going to score on a hit. And Moxie with his speed, if he can get home. Misses outside again. Trey Clark does have first base open with Roman Moore, the catcher, on deck. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. There's a shot. Should have shortstop. Rodriguez fields it cleanly, takes it across the diamond.
Nice scoop.
And Dylan Kuzan scoops it out the dirt. Had a chance to catch up with Black College 9's own Michael Coker, did A.D. Drew before the contest. Let's take a listen and see what he had to say.
A.D. Drew here with Michael Coker of Black College 9s. This guy right here is the mastermind, the brains behind this Black College World Series and a little bit of the brawn also. Michael, this is a dream that's been 10 years in the making for you. It's almost come to a conclusion now. Talk about your feelings and your emotions as we get ready to go into championship Saturday.
Well, it's been a long journey, especially for HBCU baseball. And we started planning this event 10 years ago. We failed, but we kept trying. We failed and we kept trying. We thought we had something in 2018 in Chicago, and that fell through. And then we thought we had the event in 2020. Then COVID hit. And now here we are in 2021. This is bittersweet for me because it took me 10 years to get this far. It took us 10 years to get HBCU baseball at the national level. And here we are. This means a lot, not just to Black College 9s, not just to BCSN, the Collegiate Sports Network. This means a lot to historically Black College and University, where baseball first got started in the 1800s at Atlanta University, which is currently Clark Atlanta. The Negro League, the players came from HBCUs. Major League Baseball had players come from HBCUs. So this is a stepping stone for us to continue that tradition at a higher level.
All right, Michael, we've got 2 great teams here. We've got our #1 Xavier Gold Rush from New Orleans, Louisiana. We've got Bluefield State Big Blue from West Virginia. Mike, just quickly, what are you looking forward to in this matchup as a tournament director?
We're looking for an intense competition. We're looking for a spirited game. These two teams went at it earlier, a few days ago, and it was very spirited. It was very competitive. That's going to...
Good job by A.D. Drew catching up with Black College 9's own Michael Coker. We'll catch the second half of that interview during the next half inning as I bring the broadcast back with Danny Coleman lead things off for the Gold Rush as Howie Spencer throws the ball over the head of Danny Coleman.
Spencer.
And Coach Holloway is not going to accept that. He wants to talk about that.
Spencer not happy with himself on that one.
And he's going to get a warning. And he's going to warn both sides, actually.
Well, I'm not sure that's necessary.
Well, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
There was a home run ball last inning from Jose Fulgencio.
Yes.
And Fulgencio took 10 seconds just to get down to first base.
10? That was more like 15.
Yeah, I think that was a little...
It was very exaggerated.
I don't know if that's why Howie Spencer kind of put
again,
one in
that's
his ear hole.
Fulgencio. This is
well, I get it. But that's that's baseball.
But if that was going to happen, don't you think that would have happened in that inning? Because
no, because it was a tight inning. They just scored a run. You didn't want to keep that inning going by, you wanted to get that out. When you come back the next inning, and then you maybe give them some chin music just to let them know, hey, you guys, that's not what we do here in baseball.
I don't think. I mean, I'm only going by the expression by Spencer.
Okay.
And that he was upset at himself for that pitch.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
And so normally, if that were a throw at, from what I've seen,
keep going.
Well, I didn't know if that was going to go where that was going to go. If that was a throw at, I would have imagined him to not sort of pounding himself on the leg, being upset at himself for that throw. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you do something wrong, if you're sincere about the fact that you did something wrong, your first instinct is to apologize because you didn't mean to do it. That's what I saw from Spencer in his animation. At least that's how I saw it. But, that's my view from a couple 100 feet away.
Your view is your view. Your view is your view is your perception. And your perception is your reality. But nevertheless, the umpire did warn both benches. He's not going to let it get out of hand here. Because now you don't want any retaliation when Xavier gets back on the bump and throws inside or, throws the head of a big blue player. Now you're going to probably see a lot more outside pitches. You don't want your pitcher to get thrown out, or you don't want the umpire to misconstrue or anything, or, so you're probably going to see a lot of outside fastballs and some off speed here. There it is. He went.
Did he go? They're looking over.
Yes,
yeah,
he did.
went. No, we got you. Well, and I will say what I didn't take into consideration as I was listening to you make your argument on behalf of the umpire is that the umpire, I don't have the names of our umpires, but they may have been the umpires that were here for the first match.
You mean for the Thursday night matchup?
Thursday night
Absolutely.
matchup. And if they were here as part of that,
then they remember.
Yeah. And then so your warning has some validity in that you're saying, okay, guys, we understand the stakes. We understand that you've played a competitive game already against each other.
Right.
We're not going to let it get out of control.
Absolutely.
We're going to control, which is something they didn't do in the first meeting between these, in my opinion.
I totally agree with you. That's not an opinion. I think that's a fact, to be honest, just in my opinion. I think that's a fact in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Good to know I got a few facts in there. 2-0 count now.
And he was taken all day on that. Blair Frederick with 2 hits already, a single and a double. A run scored in his first at bat.
You don't want to give Frederick a good pitch here, 3-0. But I'd be swinging away if I'm Frederick here.
He's got green light, but he doesn't want it.
Smart. Let that one go. Get on base.
And to bring up left fielder Cortland Posey, 0 for 1 on the day, struck out and walked in his last at bat.
We talked about, Nick, the number of hits, runners left on base. Xavier already with 7 hits in this contest, but they've left 6 on base.
Wow.
And they have 4 runs, a 4-1 lead. So, very productive team. Very productive team.
Yeah, and that one left on base in the first inning, 2 left on base in the second inning, and they left the bases loaded in that third inning.
We've had a foul ball go out of the ballpark, and we've had a home run go out of the ballpark.
You know how hard it is to hit a home run?
Is it harder than dunking a basketball?
I think it is. Well, I think it's the level of the dunk.
What do you mean the level of the dunk?
Have you seen the behind the back, throw the ball up, close your eyes, hand on the rim?
I'm just talking going up. I would say I would not think hitting a home run is hard. Now, look, I mean, hitting a baseball is hard.
Have you seen a Vince Carter dunk?
Well, we're talking average people here. We're not talking guys who are 6'7", 6'8". That ball outside gets away. Runner's going to go to second, and that'll be won't be a stolen base. I would imagine that'd be on the pass ball there by Moore. How's that one fall in the Nick Strong rule book?
I'm going to give him a wild pitch on that.
Oh, you're going to wild pitch instead of a pass ball.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a wild pitch.
All right.
Let me ask you, so are we talking DeMarcus Cousins dunk, LeBron dunk, or are we talking Spud Webb dunk?
I'm talking the average 5'9", 5'10" person. What
so you're
can
talking
that
Roy
person
Mitchell
do?
dunk.
What can that person do? It is harder for that person to dunk a basketball than it is to hit a home run. And I say that given the fact that both are extremely hard to do for the average person.
Okay, let me ask you this. What stadium are we in? Are we in Fenway or are we in Montgomery?
How about just go out to your municipal ballpark? How about that, where the high school kids play? There's a foul ball off of Posey.
Are you talking public park, city park, county park, federal park?
Wherever they have a fence. Because we're not talking in the park, where it'll just roll and roll and roll till kingdom come. Give me a fence, What's your normal?
So here's my answer.
Okay. I'm finally getting to an answer here.
It's harder to hit a home run.
Okay. All right. We'll just leave it at that, folks.
It's harder to hit a home run.
Posey at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
There's a fly ball behind us, or in front of us, rather. Back to the dugout. Oh, no, there's the net.
Always amazed on these fly balls what the folks in the stands do. A lot of folks not moving around. A lot of folks not moving to chase balls or even protecting themselves. I'm seeing these high fly balls, man. Nobody has a glove on, though, either. So
baseball is a game that can humble you. Baseball is a game that'll make you quit playing it.
What, humble you? When you get hit, yes, it'll humble you. Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh,
my goodness.
Good job by Moore to corral that one, because even from here, that one looked like it was going all the way to the backstop. Just 2-2. Seems like Posey's been up there at the plate forever.
I'm surprised he didn't get that call.
Yeah, Spencer, I think he thought that one was going to be a strike.
There's action in the bullpen for the Big Blue. And I don't think Coach is going to be afraid to pull Spencer if need be.
Well, he's in the 90 pitch count right now, and there's ball 4. So that was a nice at-bat by Posey. Took 7 pitches off of the pitch count there for Spencer. And definitely Spencer's in the low 90s right now. Conversely, for Trey Clark, for Xavier, he's only thrown 56 pitches.
That's a pretty good pitch count.
Yeah, definitely is. Well, remember in the first 3 innings, it wasn't a perfect game, but he retired 9, or at least 9 batters up, 9 batters down. Although it wasn't perfect according to the baseball rules.
Right.
Notice I didn't say the Nick Strong rules because
no.
Kuzin 0 for 2. Reached on an error and a ground out. Kuzin batting .333 in this tournament. Walked just 1, struck out twice. Does have an RBI and has scored twice.
That's a pretty good pitch to bunt right there. I'm not sure why Kuzan didn't take that one down the first base line. Holloway trying to get these runners over to second and third so Austin Anderson can clean them up with 2 outs.
Oh, that one gets away, and that's going to advance the runners. Wild pitch, I'm sure. 2 runners will advance. Frederick will move over to third. Posey moves to second. And the count now is 2-1 to Kuzan. Seems like Xavier's had runners in scoring position all day, Nick.
That's a shot.
That's going to bring 2, I think.
And it did.
Dylan Kuzan with a 2 RBI single, bringing home Blair Frederick and Cortland Posey.
And right now, Xavier is just showing the will to win. And that's going to do it for Howie Spencer today.
96 pitches by Howie Spencer. And right now, he's on the hook for 6 runs. And he does have the first baseman on his tab as well. So we can't rule him out there. We'll take a break and come back with the next pitcher for Bluefield State. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollegeNines.com on the Black College Sports Network.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
It's never too early.
Jefferson Barmoy, the new pitcher for the Big Blue of Bluefield State, the 6'5" sophomore from Lawrenceville, Virginia, studying criminal justice. 3 appearances on the season, only 1.2 innings pitched, 1 strikeout. So a chance for him to kind of get in and, get some experience in this HBCU World Series. Brian, it looks as though Coach Drew Bailey, the real Drew, is going backwards here. He doesn't probably want to go to some of his best bullpen guys. He's probably going to the bottom of the totem pole here to suck up some innings.
Yeah, not a bad strategy. Get the young man in there. Look, 6'5" presents a different angle than what Xavier has seen thus far.
6-1 your score. Austin Anderson to the plate for the Gold Rush as Dylan Kuzan sits on first base for Xavier.
Anderson still trying to find, his spot. 0 for 2 today in his first game and first plate appearances in this series.
Austin Anderson grounded out to the second baseman in his previous at-bat, which was actually last inning. He led off last inning. See if Coach Holloway wants to put more pressure on his guys. That's a good shot right between the third baseman and the shortstop. That'll get the job done. Austin Anderson's first hit today. And that'll move Kuzan over to second base. So runners at first and second, back to the top of the order. Coco Semino 1 for 3 on the day, 2 strikeouts and a double.
Yeah, good job by Anderson. Nothing like getting that first hit in your first appearance in the series. And now Coco Semino's 1 for 3 today.
Runners at first and second, 1 away. Austin Anderson, your runner at first. Dylan Kuzan, your runner at second. Here's the pitch. There's a bunt down the third base line. It's a drag. Burndon over to first. And it'll go down as a sacrifice. Not a bad bunt there from Semino. A little bit too much pepper on that bunt. But nevertheless, got the job done. Moved 2 runners over, Brian. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, he hit it in a perfect spot. He forced Tanner to come forward, and by doing that, left the only play for him to make was to throw to first.
Yeah, that's going to be more of a design play. You know, sometimes the third baseman kind of charges in on that as he did, as we get Antonio Rodriguez to the plate, who singled in his last at-bat. Runners at second and third. Rodriguez trying to drive in 2 here. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul as Coach Holloway lets that one go foul.
Roman Moore 1 for 2 today. Hit by a pitch and had a nice single back towards center.
Roman Moore putting in some work back there behind the dish. See if Rodriguez can drive in 2 here. Good pitch on the inside half.
I don't know about you, Nick, but I'm catching smells that I have not caught all week here, and I don't know. That's at the ballpark. The good ballpark food is out today on Saturday. The wind doesn't seem to be blowing, but the aroma of the ballpark is really coming through the window here.
Well, let's see if Barmore can put his aroma here on this inning, trying to get out the jam for the Big Blue of Bluefield State. Working out the stretch with Kuzan on third. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Ball 1.
The Gold Rush, NAIA is their affiliation. Been a member of the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference for several years, since 1981. Next year they'll be moving to the Red River Athletic Conference.
They'll be having to come over to Big Money, Texas, and play a little college baseball. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul to the third base dugout. They'll be playing against University of Southwest, which is in Hobbs, New Mexico. They'll play against Our Lady of the Lake, Houston-Tillotson, University of Houston-Victoria. Paul Quinn in Sports Besides Baseball. They'll do Jarvis Christian, Texas College, Wiley College.
It's a good geographically, it's a great fit. I remember we had a conversation with Athletic Director Jason Horn. They are excited about the move, and you know, with the growth of some of the athletic programs and at Xavier, it's a great fit for the programs that Xavier has. It's a great fit to actually be in conferences that you can compete against.
They will have 4 teams in the state of Louisiana: LSU Shreveport, LSU Alexandria, Louisiana College, and Xavier. Here's the pitch. Another pitch swung on, foul back to the dugout.
And that's the name of the game. You know, as we've seen in this pandemic, we like to call it the conference churning over the course of the past, 12 to 14 months now. That's been the name of the game. Try to get yourselves in a better financial position coming out of the past 12 to 14 months.
Barmoy. Behind the back.
And for those who don't know, Xavier, yes, they are an HBCU, but an HBCU of a different nature, as they are America's only historically black and Catholic university, private university.
The Archdiocese, huh? Deuces are wild. The pitch. Swung on. Right field. May fall down. Yes! 2 runs to score. And Rodriguez around first to second. And a 2-run stand-up double for Antonio Rodriguez.
Beautiful piece of hitting on that at-bat. 3 pitches that were fouled off. Swinging just once. Took 2 balls. A great piece of work, and then you slap one right down the right field line, and you drive into. Great job by Antonio Rodriguez.
And I bring up Fulgencio, who's already hit a home run today. 1 for 3, flat out to left and center. The pitch hit right back up the middle. Cooper can't get to it. That's going to score Rodriguez around third, and that's going to make the score 9-1. Fulgencio going to second, and he's safe. Heads-up play there by Jose Fulgencio as he saw the play was coming towards the middle. Let's take a look at the replay here.
And I love the way that he went into that slide. He went into that slide head first. And, you know, I don't know if Cooper wasn't ready for that or if just the timing on that resulted in their inability to sort of get that out there. They should have been able to get that out, I would imagine.
Make the score now 9-1. A 5-run 5th inning here for the Gold Rush. They're up 8, and they wouldn't mind trying to get a mercy rule here after 7 if they're up by 10. I would totally take that. I'd take that if I'm Bluefield, by the way.
You know what? I almost agree with you here. Given the fact that, you know, this is a double elimination, Xavier has to win 2. You know, rest your guys while you can.
Here's the pitch. Tristan Rodriguez takes fastball strike on the outside half.
But the coaches, you know, that's one of those things that I know is tough for any coach to give into. The strategy that we're talking about and what other people may be thinking and seeing, it makes sense, but as a coach, that's not in your DNA. Not in your DNA at all. You want to play this out, and, you know, if it ends up remaining 9-1 all the way through 9 innings, but, you know, you say there should always be a guy on your staff, a common sense coach. Like you have a get-back coach in some place. Sometimes you got to have a common sense coach or an analytics coach. Somebody to say, hey, coach, you might not want to push this one too deep.
And maybe even if you're Xavier, you probably play through this. You want Bluefield to waste as much pitching as they can. Three and 1 to count. 2 outs, 1 pitch away from ending it. And misses outside as Tristan Rodriguez pimps the walk. As he takes a walk down to first base.
And you talked about making them make pitches. I would be telling every batter, don't swing at the first, don't swing at the second. You know, especially, and if those first 2 are balls, then don't swing at the third.
Absolutely. Danny Coleman will step into the box. Danny Coleman 1 for 3 on the day.
Bluefield sending a couple of pitchers down to the bullpen. Coleman's 1 of 3 for today, 1 for 3 today.
Runners at first and second. Coleman trying to keep the inning alive for the goal rush. There's a shot, center field. Shane Reveille gets to it. That'll end things here for the Big Blue of Bluefield State. 5 runs for the gold rush of Xavier from Louisiana. They lead this contest 9-1. You're watching the Black College World Series, presented by BlackCollegeNines.com here on the Black College Sports Network.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Roman Moore, CJ Cooper, and Shane Reveille, your 3 batters up here for Bluefield State in the bottom half of the 5th inning. They trail by a score of 9-1. Brian Fulford, been a decent ball game so far here today. It looks as though Xavier just playing above the rest today so far.
Well, we're seeing why they are the number 1 seed, why they are 25-8. I mean, this is a good squad. This is a good team, and you know they're going to be a tough out as their season goes. That AII tournament, and then seeing what they do at the NAIA national tournament should they get an opportunity.
They'll get a chance to get in the AII. They'll play the likes of Georgia Gwinnett, who's also ranked in the top 10 in NAIA baseball. Then if they can get to the AII, they'll get to the opening round.
How about the rest for Trey Clark? I mean, Trey Clark has only had to throw 57 pitches.
And Bluefield is a little too anxious, and they're swinging a lot of pitches. He's getting himself out of. They're getting themselves out.
Yeah, I mean that. You think at this point, try to make Clark work.
Only 2 strikeouts so far here for Trey Clark today. Bluefield may have a chance to get to the USCAA national tournament. That's usually up in Pennsylvania. Here's the pitch. Just missed outside.
I think what I can tell is when Clark is really putting some mustard on it, the hat comes off. I think that's the tell now. But not that you can pick up on that as a batter, but that's the tell. See what I mean? When they're look at you just watch when the hat comes off. That means he's putting a whole lot of heat on the ball, on the throw. Roman Moore already fouled off 3 pitches in this at bat.
Trey Clark out the windup, kick fires and delivers. Just missed low. Full count. Here's the payoff to Moore. And misses high. Ball 4. And a leadoff man is aboard for Bluefield State. That's going to give them a little momentum here this inning. They'll have to use they'll use a courtesy runner here, number 28. It's number 28 there, Noah Wooten from Williston, South Carolina, the sophomore. He can fly. Double play in order here for the Gold Rush as C.J. Cooper steps to the plate, flew out to the left fielder in his last AB. Austin Anderson in on the grass. He'll take away the bunt. And he drags it to the right side. Trey Clark gets it to the first baseman, or actually gets it to the second baseman there, Jose Fulgencio.
Good rotation there by the infield for Xavier, as not only the first baseman came in charging on that, but the pitcher, and then great job by Fulgencio to cover first.
You lay the bunt down, anything is possible. And Drew Bailey says he's not ready to leave just yet. He'll sack a couple of runs over or sack some runners over just to try to get one this inning. As Shane Revilio steps into the box, flew out into left field in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1 on the day. If he can drive in a run, they can cut this lead from 8 to 7. There's a ground ball to the first baseman, gets into the outfield, and that'll score around Roman Moore. So an RBI for Shane Revilio.
RBI single.
As he reaches first base.
Yeah, that was a tough play there for Kuzin. Did take a nasty little hop on him. He tried to keep it in front of him. Took one a little on the chest though.
Gotta bring up leadoff man Stumbaugh. Austin Stumbaugh. On 1 to count. The pitch in the dirt. Stumbaugh wanted it. Had to hold up there. Shane Revilio, a little speed over there at first base. Haven't called his name out too much. Reached base for the first time today. The pitch. There's a fly ball. Center field. Coco Semino camps under it. 2 away here for the Gold Rush.
Nice, easy fly ball work there by Semino. Only had to backpedal just a little bit. He was in perfect position for that one.
J.R. McCree steps to the plate. Reached base on a fielder's choice. Scored a run his last at bat. Good piece of hitting there. There's a hit and run. As Shane Revilio gets to third base. Revilio was off on the pitch, and J.R. McCree did his job getting the ball to the right side. Let's take a look at the replay here. And we see the ball falling right in front of right fielder Blair Frederick. So runners on the corners for the Big Blue as Tanner Brandon steps to the box.
Bats are slowly starting to wake up for Bluefield.
Strike one.
Down 7. You're just thinking, get a couple of runs.
They'll try to scratch here and there. Here's the pitch by Clark. And misses high to Tanner Brandon. Tanner Brandon, who was in the home run derby Thursday night, made it to the final round, and also pitched that same night and earned the victory versus the Gold Rush. The pitch, and touches the outside half on the off speed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And he didn't show any ill effects of being in that contest either. Actually had a good game, if I'm not mistaken, if I recall correctly.
Really good game. The pitch, missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuces are wild.
2 runners on. Bluefield
only has 2 runs. Want to keep going? 2 games today. Possibly. Here's the pitch. There's a shot. Center field. Semino all over it. Semino reels it in. Bluefield scratches and they grab 1. They cut the lead down to 7. Here going into the top half of the 6th. You're watching the Black College World Series here on the Black College Sports Network, presented to you by BlackCollege9s.com.
Continue today. You got number 1, Xavier, against number 4 in our poll, Bluefield State. This is a highly competitive game. You have 2 ranked teams, not just 2 seeded teams, the top 2 seeded teams in our tournament, but 2 ranked teams. This is big time collegiate baseball.
All right, Mike. A lot of people have been hitting us up, Facebook, Twitter, and other things, asking about where are the Division I teams.
Well, the Division I teams, our game is scheduled for May. There's the MEAC champion versus the SWAC champion for the HBCU World Series, and that will take place in Texas, and that will come towards right after the conference tournament. And I forget the name of the town in Texas. In Frisco, Texas. So that's where we are. That's where we're headed.
And those games will also be carried right here on the Black College Sports Network, along with Black College 9s. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Final thoughts as we get ready for today, Michael.
Let's play. Let's let the players, for the first time in history, we will not have a methodical champion in HBCU baseball. Everything will be settled on the field starting May 1st, 2021, and moving on for the next 15, 20, 25 years. This is where we're heading. This is where we're planned, and everything is in place. We will be back here next year for the 2022 National Championship.
And our own A.D. Drew had a chance to catch up with Michael Coker, Black College 9s, helping putting this tournament together. With the help of Mr. Prentice, Black College Sports Network bringing you all the coverage. 3rd event done this year, well, 4th series. Back with Brian Fulford here in the broadcast booth, Nick Strong. Bluefield State trails 9-2. Xavier trying to extend the lead, as Blair Frederick leads things off here in the top of 6. Just misses. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Jefferson Barmoy still on the mound. A chance for him to get some experience here. This might be the most work he has gotten all season.
It's a ground ball to the second baseman, Taylor Tibbs. Easy out, 4-3 if you're scoring at home.
Easy ground out. Good job by Tibbs, Mr. Tibbs. How many times do you think he gets hit with that reference? Call me Mr. Tibbs. You didn't even catch it, huh? You didn't get. Go ahead. That's all right.
I'm showing my age.
All right.
A little before my time.
Oh.
Just a little bit before my time.
Sure about that?
I'm more of a call me Mr. Biggs guy.
Oh. Okay.
Biggs and strong, baby. Big and strong. There's a shot to the first baseman off the glove of Moxie.
Did it hit his glove?
As Posey tries to round first, and he's going to go into second.
You know what? And I think had Posey actually stayed on his feet instead of sliding, he might have gone all the way around the third, to be honest. Because Moxie, who chased it down after it went by him, he fumbled around with it a little bit. Yeah, see, that ball hadn't even been, by the time he started sliding, Moxie hadn't even come up with that ball yet.
Here's the pitch.
How do you rule that for Moxie?
I'm going to give it a double. I mean, it wasn't an error.
No, it wasn't.
I don't think it was an error. I just think it was off his glove. You know, he just couldn't get to it, and it got to a certain area where Posey was able to get 2 bases. I'm going to give him a one-out double there. Here's the pitch. Here's the bunt. Right back to the pitcher. Advancing the runners over to third. Wow, and that's out of play. That's 2 bases.
Yeah, Barmoy, his now, I mean, look, that's got to be a very interesting throwing angle. 6'5", throwing down to Moxie, who's 5'10". He's listed at 5'10". He, from this distance might be a little shorter. But, yeah, so I'm just saying that's an interesting throwing angle. But a play that you would expect him to be able to make, right?
I'm going to give it an E1 there on a throw by Barmoy. The pitch in the dirt. And there's the throw down to third base as Kuzan goes in sliding. So Holloway trying to keep the pressure up, trying to put some runs on the board. They'll try to get out of this one early. It's in 7. Anderson in the box. There's a shot, deep drive, down the right field line. Foul!
Wow, that was close.
One and 1 to count here from Barmoy.
Interesting to see where that ball would have landed right by the 3-3-3, and it was going to kick into that corner. Let's just say if that ball had hit the line, Nick, that ball might have gone into the corner. We might have had our second in-the-park home run of this tournament.
Here's a shot. Out of play, foul. Anderson down to his last strike here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to keep it respectable here is Bluefield State. Not trying to give up too many runs. Xavier scores 2. They'll hit the mercy rule mark if they can get out of the 7th. Bluefield has to bat. This is the top half of the 6 here now. So they've got to, Bluefield's going to get at least 2 more bats regardless. The pitch. Here's a shot down the first base line, foul into the bullpen. Oh, a little soccer down there. But I don't think he plays soccer.
Anderson doing a great job of staying in there. 3 consecutive foul ball pitches.
The pitch by Barmoy in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away here.
And eventually one of those will become a ball if you just hang in there long enough. Good job by Austin Anderson.
That's right. This game started at 1 o'clock. The time is 3:12, 2 hours and 12 minutes so far. Well, it started more about 1:08. Did you get 1:08 on the start time?
I did too. Yeah, I did.
You got 1:08?
Yeah, 1:08.
1:08, Gotcha. I guessed, honestly, I didn't really look at the tab, the iPad. The pitch just missed a bit outside. Let's find some movie references here. Bingo Long All-Stars? Familiar with it?
No, I'm not.
No?
No.
AD, this man doesn't know about Bingo Long, man.
I want Barmoy to throw strikes. I want Barmoy to just reel back and just throw strikes.
There's a shot left center field. That'll score Kuzan. Austin Anderson with an RBI single.
And, that's what will happen. And, again, another long at-bat there for Xavier.
And that'll bring up Coco Semino. And you don't know about Bingo Long All-Stars. Okay, what about Brewster's Millions?
Oh, classic.
Very classic. Richard Pryor.
I think
could
ever
you spend
since
$1 million in 24 hours?
Oh yeah. Well, it wasn't 24 hours.
Well,
it was a 30 days.
30 days. Gotcha.
Oh yes, I could. I think ever since I've seen that movie, I have lived that scenario in my head.
Well, let me ask you: could you spend $1 million in 24 hours?
Ooh, that's tough. I probably could.
Yeah. Okay. Baseball field or two, indoor cages.
A lot of people would get a lot of expensive gifts. Just random people.
Right.
Random acts of kindness. Now, if I had to bring back receipts like in the movie, that'd be a different story.
Classic.
Coco Seminole 1 for 3 today.
See if Anderson wants to take off here. Just a bit outside.
Well,
A League of Their Own.
Great movie. Might have even got a little misty-eyed at the end.
Oh, my good. There is no... The movie where it talks about no crying in baseball,
yes.
You talk about crying in baseball.
I just said I might. I said might. It could have been some dirt or some something in my eye that day, but I might have. Runner advanced on a... What are we ruling that? A pass ball or wild pitch? Probably a wild pitch.
It's going to be a wild pitch. Kept it in front of him. And it's going to be off Anderson to second base.
I've got to ask my stat man when I get a chance to, if I'm able to pull up and see the total number of wild pitches and pass balls in this ball game. I feel like that has plagued Bluefield in these middle innings.
There's a shot down the third base line. Foul.
Ooh, that was...
Would have been good for at least an RBI.
Got a replay on that?
And a double for Coco Seminole.
Goodness, that was a shot. That was right down the line. Look at the replay on this.
Let's take a look at the pitch. It was on the... Looks like it was on the inside half here. It was. And just down that line. Missed.
What was also interesting is Tanner Brandon did a good job of not messing with... I mean, his glove was there, but he managed to pull it out of the way right at the right moment to let that ball go through.
Yeah, had it touched the glove, it went some other way, then it's fair ball. And yeah, good call there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Barmoy delivers. There's a shot left field. Stanbaugh goes back, and he's not going to be able to get to it. Off the wall, around second. And it's an RBI double for Coco Seminole.
And if you notice that's the higher part of the wall. Now, had that ball been on any other part of the park, from left center to the left corner, because of that walkway, that walkway creates a little higher wall, and so that ball hit right above the green padding.
Yeah.
And like I said, any other part of the ballpark, that's a home run. But because it hit above the padding and hit that concrete walkway, or the fence, actually, it ends up being a double for Seminole.
New pitcher coming in here for the Big Blue. We'll have the stats on the new pitcher when we return. You're watching the Black College World Series here on the Black College Sports Network. Let's get back into that interview with head coach with Michael Coker of Black College Nines.
A.D. Drew here with Michael Coker of Black College Nines. This guy right here is the mastermind, the brains behind this Black College World Series, and a little bit of the brawn also. Michael, this is a dream that's been 10 years in the making for you. It's almost come to a conclusion now. Talk about your feelings and your emotions as we get ready to go into Championship Saturday.
Well, it's been a long journey, especially for HBCU baseball. And we started planning this event 10 years ago. We failed, but we kept trying. We failed and we kept trying. We thought we had something in 2018 in Chicago, and that fell through. And then we thought we had the event in 2020. Then COVID hit. And now here we are in 2021. This is bittersweet for me because it took me 10 years to get this far. It took us 10 years to get HBCU baseball at the national level. And here we are. This means a lot, not just to Black College Nines, not just to BCSN, the Collegiate Sports Network. This means a lot to historically black college and university where baseball first got started in the 1800s at Atlanta University, which is currently Clark Atlanta. The Negro League, the players came from HBCUs. Major League Baseball had players come from HBCUs. So this is a stepping stone for us to continue that tradition at a higher level.
All right, Michael, we've got two great teams here. We've got our number one Xavier Gold Rush from New Orleans, Louisiana. We've got Bluefield State Big Blue from West Virginia. Mike, just quickly, what are you looking forward to in this matchup as a tournament director?
We're looking for an intense competition. We're looking for a spirited game. These two teams went at it earlier, a few days ago, and it was very spirited. It was very competitive. That's going to continue today. You got number one, Xavier, against number 4 in our poll, Bluefield State. This is a highly competitive game. You have 2 ranked teams, not just 2 seeded teams, the top ranked.
Welcome back to the Black College World Series on the Black College Sports Network. Nick Strong alongside Brian Fulford. New pitcher in for the Big Blue as the Gold Rush of Louisiana and Coco Semino takes third base.
That's Cornelius Thomas that is now on the bump for Bluefield State.
Cornelius Thomas.
A couple other substitutions. Number 5, Caden Carpenter came in, and now he is on third. Blake Henry, number 55, came in to first. So that brought out Tanner Brandon and Kevon Moxie, excuse me. I'll have to take a look and see. Well, we may have to kind of all use our eyes to see who else came in on the infield. See whether we still have C.J. Cooper at short, Taylor Tibbs at second.
So Coach kind of emptying the bench here. Wholesale substitutions.
And we are in, 10-run rule. So that's 24 is now at shortstop. 24 is Trey Fowler. And you almost feel like you want everyone else to just, hey, guys, just turn around one good time if you could. Let us know who you got.
I think Coach Bailey has rested his starters here. Ground ball to shortstop. Fowler gets it across the diamond, and good pick there by number 55.
I was worried about whether that was going to make it there. It looked like Fowler looked like, he had a bit of a struggle getting that one.
Well, he gets into the game in the first play. He gets it at shortstop.
Right.
2 away here for Bluefield as the run scores, make the score 13-2. So an RBI there for Antonio Rodriguez. Fulgencio takes a hack, comes out of his shoes. Strike 1. Cornelius Thomas, the first out of his outing. He's just in there to kind of get outs, suck up some innings, not use the top part of that bullpen. You'll see a lot of bullpen guys next inning. Like Coach said, we're not going to play any games. They'll go, next game. There's a pitch, a little low in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cornelius Timmons just have to get it across the plate. And it looks like we got a new catcher in there as well, huh?
Hard to see the numbers from our positioning. Said number 50. Possibly.
There's a strike. Full count.
Now, I wonder, will Xavier have any substitutions themselves?
Yeah, that's a 50. The pitch. It's a shot to left field.
Well, if they can ever stop hitting the ball, maybe there'll be some substitutions.
A 2-out single there for Jose Fulgencio.
Continues his hot hitting, now 3 for 5 in this contest. With a home run, double, now a single. Nick, you know what that means?
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll stop there.
Stop there, please. He's on the way for hitting for the cycle. Tristan Rodriguez steps into the box.
Barrett Crawford is the catcher behind the plate for Bluefield. And, you know, as you said, we have those. It's most likely you're going to see that core group of starters in. We'll have to check the outfield as well to see whether we've had any substitutions out in the outfield.
Into this Gold Rush dugout.
Four runs scored in this inning, Nick. I mean, this is a 5th and 6th innings. This 9, talk about bleeding out. 9 runs.
There's a shot, deep drive, back. That's gone. Home run, Tristan Rodriguez.
And when the right fielder doesn't move, you know it's gone. The right fielder just kind of looked at it and was like, yeah, that's going over the fence. 333 at that corner. I would say that hit the sidewalk. I'm going to guess, unofficially, Nick, I'm going to go in the ballpark about 350 on that 2-run blast by Rodriguez.
I'd go for it. Danny Coleman steps into the box, and he tries to take a hack.
Oh, the drama is set up now for a rubber match, huh?
Absolutely. Game 3. Coleman swinging a little bit too hard out there.
Coleman might come out that shirt as hard as he's swinging. He is swinging for a fence. Scoreboard even. Train tracks. All of them are in play with those cuts that Coleman had.
The pitch. There's a shot down the third base line, and that's going to be an E5. Xavier just having their way with this Bluefield bullpen here. And I bring up Blair Frederick. And starts him off with the strike. Cornelius Thomas just trying to hold it all together here. He missed outside, and Danny Coleman will take the pitch. He'll take the base. He really wasn't trying to. But when it's that obvious, you got to take it. Xavier not trying to run the score up any more than they have to. And the umpire not being generous either. So Blair Frederick, who started this inning, with the ground out to second base, threatening to end this inning. If I'm Coach Holloway, I'm going to keep Trey Clark out there. How about you? There's a ground ball to the first baseman. We'll answer that question when we return. After 6 runs in the top half of the 6th for the Gold Rush, they lead 15-2. We'll be right back. You're watching Black College World Series here on the Black College Sports Network, presented to you by theblackcollege9s.com.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Shot to third base. Great stab right there by Armstrong. And throws across the diamond to get him out right there. What a play there by Armstrong.
Hey, look, and you can see Arias giving some love to Armstrong with the head nod, but that was a great play. Watch the replay there. What I noticed first, Drew, is the minute Armstrong took off, he led with his glove out. He had his glove out ready so that by the time...
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education.
This is 55.
Welcome back to the Black College World Series here on the Black College Sports Network, presented to you by Black College 9s. I'm Nick Strong. He's Brian Fulford. Xavier 15, Bluefield State 2, as the Bluefield Big Blue come to the plate, trying to start things off. We got some lineup changes out there, Brian, for the Big Blue. Blake Henry hit in here in the place of Kayvon Maxey.
Yeah, Henry had come in and was on the plate, was on the field earlier. Clark still throwing in the mid-80s. Of course, you know, whenever that hat comes off, that's when you know the heat is coming. 1-2 pitch.
There's a shot down the first base line. Dylan Kuzan right there to pick it up. A line to 3. Hit that on the road there. And Sizemore steps into the box. Sizemore keeps his spot. Coach will let him play the rest of the game. There's a ground ball back to the shortstop. Antonio Rodriguez takes 2 steps. Shuffles, makes the throw.
And I was hoping that, you know, Bluefield would make Clark work a little bit. But, again, Clark has only thrown 80 pitches here. And I think he's thrown five pitches in this inning. Let's see, that's number 10.
Pinch hitter here for Bluefield State. Number 10 steps into the box. That's David Wilson from Slab Fork, West Virginia. Here's a ground ball right back up the middle. Rodriguez takes it across the diamond, makes the play. And quick work there for Trey Clark. 3 up, 3 down. And the Xavier Gold Rush try to come back up and put some more runs on the board. We'll be right back. You're watching the Black College World Series, presented to you by BlackCollegeNines.com on the Black College Sports Network.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Ave's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands, and the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
This is up.
Coming back to the top of the 7th inning, and it looks like Cameron Hodge is on the mound for Bluefield State. Hodge, a sophomore from Canova, West Virginia. A computer science major. Has actually started a game, had 4 plate appearances, started a game in which he had 7, he's been in 7 innings over the course of those 4 appearances. ERA of 5.14, not bad for what we've seen. So it'll be interesting to see if Hodge can finish this up. Now, of course, with this being in a 10-run rule situation, Bluefield, down 13 runs, would have to shave some of that off in order, when they come up to bat in the bottom of the 7th, in order for this game to continue. And we've already seen the mass substitutions in the infield and behind the plate. We'll have to continue to see, who are some of the other assignments that may have been substituted in the outfield. Don't see too many substitutions for Xavier. Obviously, this game is well in their control.
Well, they're going to try to at least do a couple of insurance runs if they can get to it. I mean, they're up 15-2. They're up 13 runs.
Right. How much more insurance
they
do you
need? 3. I mean, they can give up 3 and still win. But you don't want any rallies to get started there for Bluefield. So maybe an insurance run or 2, this inning. You kind of play a little baseball here and respect the game.
Cameron Hodge on the bump. Cortland Posey at the plate. That ball skips in the dirt.
This is kind of like where you run your motion offense in basketball. You just kind of keep the ball moving around. You move the runners around if you can get them on base.
Thank God for shot clocks.
Absolutely.
Which baseball does not have, Nick, and fouled off.
Well,
we often hear that discussion coming up every spring. Oh, they do.
Remember, they do. So I don't think they use it.
Training, they do.
I don't think they used it at. So in college baseball, there's 20 seconds in between each pitch.
Now, who's keeping count of that, though?
That's the umpire.
Okay.
That's the umpire.
Okay.
Now, at most of the parks, that's why you see when they had the shot clocks yesterday, for the home run derby, So you'll see those clocks on. In the pros, you'll see 20 seconds in between each pitch.
And where's that clock again?
Well, that clock, there's one in left field by the foul pole, and there was a couple right behind here so the pitcher can see when he's on the mound.
Now, I'll admit, the often discussion, this is we've been a part now of 10 college baseball games. I think all of them have averaged about 3 hours in its entirety.
Yeah.
They've all averaged, which I don't find to be a bad for 9 runs. And there's a ball outside, low.
Well, when you get to this college game and you kind of get to, certain schools, certain programs, I think depth becomes an issue. In that pit depth, yes.
Okay, I thought you said
so
something.
in the bullpen.
Okay.
And you don't see many arms. You don't see all the arms coming out the bullpen as you would at we'll just say a Power 5 school.
Right.
12th guy in a bullpen sometimes. It would just say we're right here in Alabama, University of Alabama, Auburn. Maybe a starter in a lot of different other programs. We'll just say that, So it's kind of hard to find enough pitching to kind of outlast these 9-inning ball games, especially when you're playing 3 or 4 of them in a weekend.
And Hodge walks Posey on the full count, and Posey's now on first. And coming up to the plate, Dylan Kuzan, who's 1 for 4 today. Now, in terms of the number of innings, obviously this tournament play out as a full 9 innings for everyone. And,
right.
And I think that was one of the things that everyone was very adamant about, making sure that these were 9-inning contests. Of course, it is what it is. If it gets over 10 runs, the 10-run rule is in effect. But what about the game moving to 7 innings?
I wouldn't be surprised if the championship game gets changed to a 7-inning ball game, just to kind of close it out, give it a quick feel. But nevertheless, in college baseball, they moved to the 9-inning rule in NCAA. NAIA does play a lot of 7-inning games as well. But on the NCAA side, they'll play a lot of 2 9-inning games on a Saturday or so. But in the NAIA, they'll usually play either 2 7s or 1 7 and 1 9.
Well, so they did not move to 7-inning, the 2-0 pitch, swinging strike by Kuzan. They didn't move to a 7-inning doubleheader Saturday or Sunday in NCAA division. I thought that move happened.
No, they're going to play 2 9s.
Okay.
Now you can agree to do a 7 if need be, if there's, any whatever you want to call it, I don't know, but for the most part, NCAA suggests that they run 2 9-inning ball games if you're going to do a doubleheader, because the games are scheduled for 9 innings.
Right.
And a lot of the Power 5 conferences, they're not going to play a lot of doubleheaders. They're going to do a lot of Friday, Saturday, Sunday games at 9 innings. And then if that Friday game gets moved to Saturday, it's still going to be scheduled for 2 9s.
Cameron Hodge having some troubles here as he's walked the first 2 batters. And he has not thrown very many strikes. He's probably thrown more balls in the dirt, unfortunately, than across the plate. Barrett Crawford having to do a good job of keeping that ball in front. I think they've got a pinch runner coming in for Kuzan. If I saw the number correctly coming out of the dugout, that would have been number 10, Andre Lambert. Freshman from Silver Springs, Maryland. Went to Cantonsville Community College. And there again is another ball for Hodge. Bluefield has someone in the bullpen. I can't imagine that if Hodge continues at the current rate over the next batter, or worse too, that he'll stay in for long. Austin Anderson at the plate. And everything has been outside and away.
Yeah, and that's because he's not following through. He's stepping away, as they call. Watch his right foot as he comes off this rubber right here. You're going to see it's going to lean towards the left-hand side, and that's why that ball keeps going that way. He's got to understand how to plant his feet. He's got to plant his foot directly towards that batter. If he's planted directly towards the catcher and it's still going that way, then you've got to be able to adjust yourself, make the adjustments. It's all in the mechanics, because that's one thing I teach as a pitching coach. I don't teach velocity. I teach throwing strikes. I think that's the biggest thing that you can teach in a kid.
That's a good point of reference there as I watched his right foot on that particular throw, and good placement as you just noted, and it was a strike. And that one got away, and now he has walked his third consecutive batter, and the bases are loaded. I think we have a pinch hitter for Coco Semino. Yeah, and I think that's going to do it for Hodge. Just didn't have it today. Coach comes in, takes him out quickly. It's might call it a make or miss league in another sport, but it's about results. And so we'll be back in a short moment, and we'll set the announcement, or we'll give the announcement of the new pitcher for Bluefield State right after this. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollege9s.com on the Black College Sports Network.
This is our moment, and we're doing what many thought we couldn't. We're investing in the stock market. We're buying rental properties. We're starting businesses. And when you're looking for a financial advisor to help you build wealth, choose one you can trust. Choose Wilson Wealth.
Devin Shaw in now for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Shaw comes in. No record on the season. He has a couple of appearances there. Swinging a long one, y'all. That one might get out of it. It has a chance. And it's into the bleachers. Home run. Chris O'Neal goes yard. That gives Lane a 10-0 lead right there. Lane College Dragons have put up a 10 spot on Tuskegee thus far. And Tuskegee.
Yeah, I'm ready. At the plate, number 15, Trey Hall for Xavier. And on the mound for Bluefield State appears to be number 47, Will Whitaker. His first pitch is a strike to Hall.
Got a lot of high numbers on this. Got a lot of high numbers on this Bluefield team.
Bases are loaded for Trey Hall. Went to Wallace Community College of Selma from Hueytown, Alabama. Went to Hueytown High School. There's a high pop-up. First baseman has it, I think. He does have it.
Infield fly rule.
And that was Blake Henry with that out. Shortstop Antonio Rodriguez comes to the plate now. Rodriguez 2 for 4 today. Third base, bounce off the shoulder, easy step. Nice little fielder's choice, but a run did scored. Caden Carpenter is able to just step on that cleanly, but the run did score. Cortland Posey did score.
That is, you guys, you're in that building, right? You're in that building.
Great job there by the third baseman just to get an out. I mean, at this point, you just want to stop the bleeding. Nothing you can do about that.
Okay, so I need a Big Daddy barbecue sandwich. Okay, so that's another question. What's the works?
Pass ball. Gets away, runners advance.
You know what? Let me call back and do this. The guys who I need to ask the question to are doing something, so. All right. Thanks.
So runners advance, 1 ball, 1 strike to Jose Fulgencio. Another shot, left field, going towards the corner, foul. So we've got runners on second and third after the wild pitch. That's Austin Anderson and Antonio Rodriguez. Will Whitaker on the mound for Bluefield State. Off speed, just high. Score 16-2 now. Currently, this is tied for the most runs that have been scored in this tournament. Edward Waters, in the first game of day 2, put 16 on Russ College to eliminate Russ College, 16-1. And that holds as the most runs and the largest margin. Xavier playing and looking like they could top that as Fulgencio walks and the bases stay loaded. And here comes
pinch hitter.
A pinch hitter for Tristan Rodriguez. Number 45. Skylar Roberts.
And that's going to give Tristan Rodriguez a breather as he's the backup catcher here for the Gold Rush.
High pop coming our way. Foul ball. Don't hit the cameras. Over top on the roof. Yes, if that awning's not there, we hits one of the cameras. No balls, 1 strike for Will Whitaker. Check that. No balls should be 2 strikes, if I'm not mistaken. He sat on that one. That ball fielded by Carpenter. He goes fielder's choice, 5-4, and that's how the inning ends. So only 1 run scored, a couple of runners left on the pads. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 3 outs away from moving to a Game 2 here on Championship Saturday. Black College World Series presented by BlackCollegeNines.com on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back right after these words.
2 seeded teams in our tournament, but 2 ranked teams. This is big-time collegiate baseball.
All right, Mike. A lot of people have been hitting us up, Facebook, Twitter, and other things, asking about where are the Division I teams.
Well, the Division I teams, our game is scheduled for May. There's the MEAC champion versus the SWAC champion for the HBCU World Series. And that will take place in Texas. And that will come towards right after the conference tournament. And I forget the name of the town in Texas. In Frisco, Texas. So that's where we are. That's where we're headed.
And those games will also be carried right here on the Black College Sports Network, along with Black College Nines. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Final thoughts as we get ready for today, Michael.
Let's play. Let's let the players, for the first time in history, we will not have a methodical champion in HBCU baseball. Everything will be settled on the field starting May 1st, 2021, and moving on for the next 15, 20, 25 years. This is where we're heading. This is where we're planned, and everything is in place. We will be back here next year for the 2022 National Championship for Black College World Series.
We at the ship, 2 ships in the port, only 1 will leave. Xavier versus Bluefield State. Back upstairs to Nick and Brian.
Trey Clark on the mound for Xavier, looking to finish off this contest as he has gone through the Bluefield State lineup, and he faces Barrett Crawford. Crawford came in as the backup catcher. Our score is 16-2. Off the hop, Rodriguez over to first. Nice and easy. 6-3 ground out. Nick, what is the sort of the momentum though? This game is a sport of momentum and energy. Obviously, Xavier had a lot of energy when they were scoring a lot of runs, but it's kind of gotten flat. And for Bluefield, it's been a flat performance.
Yeah,
What's it going to take for them to sort of find that juice for the next contest?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of, sit down, relax. Coaches got to take these kids back into the classroom. The classroom is where you learn. The baseball field is a place of where you learn. The field is actually where you play and you have fun, but you can get behind the scenes and have a little classroom experience.
Slap towards the second baseman, and Fulgencio just kind of plucks it out of the air. Nice, smooth pick, and he's showing the glove over on the other side of the diamond. We're so used to what he was doing on the third base corner. 2 outs. And now at the plate. That pitch was high. Let's see is that Shane Revilio? Missed the number there.
Yeah, still Shane, lefty.
Okay. First pitch was a ball. Foul ball heading towards the left field bleachers over near the bullpen.
I think he could have snapped that had he got there.
No balls, 2 strikes. This could be the end of this contest. Game 1 of what might be or what will be 2. Trey Clark, the windup, the pitch to the plate. Revilio sends it same direction as the last one. Foul ball again. .91 pitches by Trey Clark to date. Put a little energy on that. That ball goes line out to Cortland Posey, and that is how this one comes to an end. Final score, Xavier 16, Bluefield State 2. And so the two teams have split a pair against each other, and it's only fitting that the third matchup will decide the Black College World Series. 16-2 final score. Xavier ties Edward Waters for the most runs scored by a team and comes 1 run shy of the largest margin of victory. Well, Nick, you asked for 2. The lady at the hotel serving breakfast told me there was going to be 2. You got 2. Thoughts?
Fine fashion by Xavier. They came ready to play today. They showed the grit, as he talked about in the interview with A.D. Drew early on. And they just matched the intensity of the Bluefield State plus some. They wanted the rematch, and they got what they wanted. Now they get the game 3 that they want, the game 3 that they need. And they came in as the #1 seed, so they're still the favorite to win it, and, they're still alive. So this contest, this championship has to go through the NOLA.
2 hours and 49 minutes for this one to be called. Now, according to the schedule that I saw and the many of you saw on blackcollegenines.com, if you've been paying attention to the tournament page, this game was the if necessary game at 5 p.m. So that's 5 p.m. Central, 6 Eastern. So I know we've been giving teams 30 minutes, but I think this next game, if they stick to the schedule, will be in an hour. 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 Eastern. And so we'll come back about 5 or 10 minutes before then with the broadcast of that game. One thing that will be coming up here shortly is a coin toss. So they're not doing a coin toss, as I was just notified. No coin toss. I guess they're going to nick rock, paper, scissors to see who's the home team. Or they're going to do what they've been doing and make the home team the higher seed. and Xavier, being the 1 seed, will get to stay as home. Although they weren't home in this contest. I don't understand that, but, you know, I'm just paid to talk about the game, Nick, with you. So I'll just leave it at that. Coming up on 4 o'clock Central Time, that's going to do it for us. Final score, Xavier 16, Bluefield State 2. We'll come back in just a little less than an hour with the final game of the Black College World Series, presented by BlackCollege9s.com on the Black College Sports Network.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit HBCUPrideJoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride